elf is about to die.
like to do the recap? Lorelai did it last week, so looking for other people's.
Volunteers going once.
Or I'll do it.
Volunteers going twice. All right,
Boyer
Goblin's
was
getting
not
Goblin.
happy.
I haven't gotten to do my cool evil. I get the hero point thing in a while.
You know, it actually would be likely fun, especially as we're in a new town. So, as places to get ambushed, this would actually be the perfect time to give you that. But I'm not gonna. But actually, you know what? If no one else volunteers, I would like to see that. Let's see it.
It'll be way worse. Trust me.
I'm certain.
So we arrived in town and we witnessed the ceremony. I believe that was the end of the previous session, though.
No, that was the start of this one. We got to see the
ceremony. The beginning of last session, you were waiting for the boat to pick you up.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so yeah, we did end up making it to the city. Spoke with some of the individuals that were manning the boat. Learned a little bit more about the people. Chatted about a couple of their personal lives, or at least the things associated with them. We've made it to the city, got off the boat, and we were confronted with one of their dawn ceremonies, at which they essentially drown a fairy in oil and then light a bitch on fire.
I didn't know oil boarding was a thing. Oil boarding was a thing.
It was for criminals.
For Fae that have drowned, non-Fae.
Yeah, it's funny because sorry, Mr. Coe, go ahead.
Yeah, specifically, as you recall, they had said that she had drowned 3 children, so they ritually drowned her 3 times in a row before asking if she was repentant, inspecting her, stating she was, and leading her into the large government building. Go on, Ryan.
Yeah. This is apparently a reoccurring thing. So they regularly do this. Afterwards, we went about. Grit and Moira went looking for housing for us.
The Queen Flambe.
No, I said that she got lit on fire.
At least it was just the oil.
Yeah, she got lit on fire too. She got extra crispy, a little bit well done. And then they used the one that leaves them at 1 hit point, that spell. And yeah, Moira and Grit went about looking for housing for each of us, finding a variety of housing options. Lorelai went to go speak with, it was druidy people, I think, right?
There was some grove, the groves involved, and the untamed, even the untamed section of gardening.
Yes, right.
With Grit and Moira had gone to the tavern and had shared stories of your guys' exploits in Sagarok, which led to them telling stories and having people pay for their meals and in room and whatnot. Lorelai went and inspected the orchard wing, not orchard, the what's called. Yeah, basically a big flowery nature wing of the city that had an altar to every one of the druid orders except for animal, which she had explained was at the base of the tree, and fire, which was non-existent. There was a untamed one, but it was largely kind of by itself, and she spoke to a couple of druids in that area.
Yeah. I went briefly to Temple Pharasma. Chatted with them about my weapon. They currently have it and are looking at it. And then we returned. There was somebody tailing Flynn, myself, and Unmei. And then when we got back to the inn, people started hounding us for more stories. And I believe that's where we left off. We also brought up a dragon.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
The city has
It
a
was-
vizier dragon.
They do.
E.
You all sort of few different bits about what's it called, individuals, but you'll find out more about that in the future. Also, Lorelai had went to the gate to hand a letter, and they told her to come back at noon if you sought an audience, which is fast approaching. So we will resume there. It is a little bit before noon. You were all in the very durable tavern, as there were the rooms had been purchased in the Little Person Tavern and the Fancy Tavern. There's also a kind of generic tavern as well on this branch of the tree.
Very cool. Yep.
So yeah, you guys are all in the tavern, sharing stories, chatting. Again, what's it called? Everything's being bought for you. You've also one thing you've noticed is places seem to keep very diligent notes on how money is exchanged, and you've noticed everything is about 10% more expensive here than out in the world.
Oh, well, Grit will bring it up. Well, if you'd like an entourage for your meeting, we'd be happy to join. Absolutely. To Lorelai. You might have a push to talk thing or be muted.
Or they just say okay.
Or that. Well, anyway, the Grit kind of does, as talking about that and thinking about the city. So, okay, yay. Okay, muting thing.
Is there anyone who does not wish to go with people to the town hall? Or everyone's going?
Oh yeah, happy to
Yeah.
participate.
All right. Moira and her international incident.
But Moira's just gonna try to keep her mouth shut. It's like, no, it's definitely fucked up. Every fiber of my being, everything I know says this is fucked up and wrong. Even by Chiliac standards, that's bad. Like, what the hell?
So-
Actually, by Chiliacs, it's probably not that bad. But
Are you voicing things, or are you keeping things like quiet
No.
with your character?
this is Moira's inner monologue.
All right.
Well, Grit's actually going to kind of is actually musing about this out loud because he's been thinking about this. Like, so what's every Fae I've ever met, and I admit that's a small list, but every Fae I've ever met and ever talked to or heard about, they're all crazy. Like, every last one of them believes firmly with all their heart that something insane has to be, like blue is green or something like that. They have
I
to
should
believe
ask, are you guys chilling here, or are you guys starting to walk over to the place where you have this discussion?
it. I'd be happy to walk and talk.
Yeah, we're walkie-talkie men and women.
All right. Well, as you start vocalizing and stuff, it is
Hello?
hello. There you are. Hi.
Yay, welcome back.
Okay. Yeah, I had said, yeah, anybody who wanted to come. And yeah, I was gonna try to talk to the queen for a bit and then see about heading to the peak to talk to the king, because we only have a limited amount of time to get to him before he leaves later in the day. So
Absolutely. Oh, then yeah, we'll make double time. Make sure we don't miss it.
Well, as you were loudly gritting your opinions through the town, what's it called? I'll actually say anyone who wants to can make a perception check.
I only voiced half an opinion,
no.
but sure.
This is something else. I'll get onto it. Don't worry.
Absolutely. I'll make a
Oh
perception.
no, is it the elf?
I don't know if it's following us, recording notes on us.
They've got a GoPro out. They're recording everything.
Ah, we got you. Now we're gonna drown you guys in oil.
All right. Funny enough, everyone except for Moira, or except for Unmei, would notice that Moira is a little off-put by the event that have occurred. And sure enough, though, a little while after you leave, Jerron and Flynn, you recognize that same elf casually happens to be leaving the same time and appears to be going the same direction you guys are. Purely coincidental, certainly.
I wave at him.
He sees you and smiles and waves as well. Actually holds up his Parasma symbol and gives you a nod.
Do you care to join us?
Me?
Yes.
I would happily walk with a brother of Pharasma. And he...
We always seem to be going in the same
Dogs.
direction, so
Yeah, I saw you both at the temple speaking to the high priest and minister.
Yes. Well,
Go ahead.
oh, I was just going to explain that. Yeah, we're there, looking into my weapon.
Anyone trained in society can make a society check.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Just one of those days.
Moira's on point.
bipolar. I roll 18 now. I roll 2.
Well, he comments high priest and minister, which actually tells you that the high priest likely holds a more advanced position in the city. You guys don't normally hear people refer to high priest as anything more than a high priest. What's it called? Well, you guys can what's it called? Ultimately gather a minister is someone who kind of keeps an eye on things and helps what's it called, like handle like quieter affairs in a town. But yeah, you were saying what's it called? You were saying, Grit? That's right. As you were talking, I will say you notice that you guys are loudly speaking, and you're commenting on like Faye. You get a lot of people who look at you and nod in seeming agreement as they're going about their day and passing by you. Apparently, your sentiment is not unkept, though there are a good number of people who simply obviously wish to avoid this discussion, and you get a few unpleasant looks from the many denizens of the town.
Oh man, fair enough. If they got unpleasant looks now, in about 4 seconds, this is going to get way worse.
About 10 to 20% of the population you've seen are Fae of various sizes.
Yeah.
And sure enough, as you would notice, most of these Fae are a serious problem if a normal person runs into them.
Yeah.
And they're just walking around.
Fair enough.
Continue.
All right. So what I'm saying is they believe something very fundamentally different, and they live into it entirely. And it makes sense to them because they come from a place where everything just makes, well, sometimes green is just blue, and you can eat purple. But, well, I suppose, yes, I agree. It's wrong. You can't drown kids. But, are we just, torturing someone into sanity?
not even necessarily into sanity, just torturing someone to agree with you.
Well,
Because they have no reason to believe that you won't just keep torturing them.
Well,
yeah,
if they're
yes,
just
there
gonna
was
keep
a
torturing, that would
scimitar
be
to their
insane, right?
throat. I mean, there was a
okay,
scimitar to their throat at the end, but it's like, what?
Yeah.
What reason did they have to believe that death was actually an option, and that they wouldn't just be put through that again and again and again and again and again?
Fair. I mean, you know me. I think a gallows is efficient. um, I mean, I'm all for also taking fingers first, but
Well, the random Farazbite, who is now just traveling with your city, actually walking with Jiran, would comment, the rulers have done their best to try to make sure the laws are pretty well known. But ever since the apocalypse, Fae are kind of just here. For what it's worth, our presence is largely on their realm as well, at least those that are deemed eligible to be over there. And I'll tell you, man, that first year was pretty rough. A lot of Fae games aren't real gamey if you're a person like one of us.
oh, I agree. I wasn't necessarily defending the games they play. More of, well,
The
I guess I don't even.
response to them.
I'm just kind of looking at the whole situation, and it seems like there's just a lot of. Well, you can only juggle a knife for so long without catching the blade in your hand, you know?
I will 100% argue for, hey, better people have people pay for their crimes. However, I feel that was, I mean, I'm an outsider. Obviously, my view counts for jack all. But
I think you'll find that your guys' view is pretty important here. You guys are strong adventurers from everything I've seen. I mean, if
we don't live
Lady
here. We don't
Jafale-
experience things how they happen here, let alone in the Feywild or First World, whatever it's called now. I don't know.
Well,
I guess what I would ask is, if wherever you guys are from, someone drowned 3 kids, what would you guys do for it back in your place? I'm not really familiar with where you guys are from. I just heard you just got here.
Oh, I don't have oil in a pool to do the same thing, but we try to do is probably something similar.
I advertise a gallows. I'll stick to my gallows.
What did Dunmei say?
I said depends on the country.
Where you guys are from? Because you guys aren't here. From
I
here.
mean, Chiliacs adjacent, so
Well, considering
Probably
they would
just
be
a
under
swift death.
Chilexian law, they'd probably just be executed. They wouldn't be
That's
revived or anything.
what I was gonna say. I'd probably just kill them in exchange without the prolonged torture leading up to it.
You guys notice a few people actually add comments you're walking by saying, we probably should just kill him. And you hear other people rebuttaling, well,
No, I agree with what you
Yeah.
guys did.
I mean, it's just you guys are openly talking as you walk through a main city street in a capital. There's
Yeah.
a lot of people here. So
This is a contentious topic, and Grid isn't quiet. So.
Let him
And you're
suffer
hearing
and give him the
people start to
chance at
argue.
redemption. I'm okay with that.
Let him suffer.
So where you guys live, they wouldn't still be alive after this. Then I guess like that's like a us thing.
like
No, it would be-
likely
Well,
not.
no, actually,
With the
I
If it
would
were up-
advocate for
harness.
the hanging, but proof is shown. Second chances are often given. Likely at this one's
in our
behest.
country.
Yes,
I mean, at least within our immediate territory, not
we kind of call the laws, so we kind of get to.
as a whole.
Well, we're still under jurisdiction of like Chiliacs.
I mean, kind of.
Or our laws, and like if they would say, "Hey, you do this," we jump.
I mean, yes and no. They haven't gotten there yet. It will very quickly get there. Semantically, you're correct.
Things
Yeah.
are just fundamentally different.
I mean, it's basically a fiefdom. We can police our own area to a bit, but if anything makes its way to their ears, they will come as they have and dictate what needs to be done.
No.
But we are there. Also, they don't hand out reviving spells.
No. As
So
proof
death
of
is death. So they can't bring back the victims. They're definitely not going to bring back the perpetrator. But who's to say how things would change if, in at least the one little town, they started implementing something like that, second chances, and being able to restore the victims back to life and keep the perpetrator alive to give them a chance of redemption. Who knows? But because it is under a Cheliax jurisdiction, even if they could do that, they would choose not to. They like the death.
I really don't concern myself with Cheliax's opinion on this. They
Looking
technically
around,
do
are
things,
there
but
people?
well, I'm just saying, if it's a local
You mentioned there's
thing,
people that
we can-
well, you're saying that there have been people who were agreeing with us. Are there any that seem a bit more like in disagreement with what we're saying?
Oh yeah. You hear a number of people that say they shouldn't be revived, and you even hear people saying like it's different when it's your friends, yourself, or your kids. We have a few people who also seem to agree that it's a bit gruesome, especially the Fae that are all over the place. And you notice a few glowers even between the crowds, but nothing comes of it. The first part of Ryan's comment got cut off, but I heard him because we're in the same room.
Cheater.
True. Well, as you guys are all going at it and discussing and whatnot, you arrive at the town hall building. And at this point, a number of people are looking at you. You guys still hear some comments on your words. There's apparently some disagreement on the ceremonies and how things are handled.
Okay.
All right. The guard standing at the front looks at you. Yeah, kind of expected something along these lines, but you are authorized and welcome. You have been anticipated. And with that, they would move the crowd aside. You guys get a few looks from the people who are standing in line. But you are led into the town hall. Inside is a large room with several people who are having smaller discussions. In the back are two large chairs, one vacant and almost ridiculously sized, while the second is still obviously intended for a normal sized person, where you could fit probably 3 side by side in the seat next to it. In the normal size chair is the Fae that you guys had recognized as the queen here. Standing beside her, sitting beside her, is that huge wolf. And speaking is closest to her is the Hell Knight you saw that overseed the ceremonies. However, they no longer wear their cloak nor their helmet. which gives vision to a set of large golden wings and an equally eye-drawing face with small horns and immaculate beauty on a blonde-haired human or semi-human. Beside her is a very regal and well-kept orc and a human who wears robes and symbols of Aristil. Beyond that, there are other noticeable individuals, but they are all handling small discussions with what looks like denizens of the city or perhaps outlying areas. Just in front of the aforementioned group is a large magical-looking map marked with various symbols as you guys are let in by the gate, but everyone seems to be speaking to one another and no one immediately turns to address you. There are probably about 24 people inside this building.
I will move up a respectful distance away, but move up to where the queen is.
There is an open area on
Ow.
the opposing side of the map that is directly in front of them. Sorry, go ahead.
Is there a map?
Yeah, just in front of the queen, the priest, the gold dragonkin, and the orc is a basically about 10-foot wide, 4-foot high, like little altar that has a large mystic-looking map with various symbols over it, and there is a blank area in front of it. Well, basically where the pathway leads up to approaching the two thrones and the 4 individuals.
Okay, can I look at the map and the symbols on as we're walking past that area?
Once you get up to it, it is a large map that looks to be the region. You see various areas that are named and marked with 13 different city names spread over what looks to be several hundred miles. You see small marks that are labeled patrols scattered throughout the kingdoms. A few areas listed as warning areas, and a number of regions, especially along the edge of the map, which have threat on it with some distinction. Many of them have comment of Fey or Witch in particular, though there are some that list nearby cities on questioning, some list pirate and banditry, but it is all largely along the outer edge of the map. Inside, there's a couple areas where it has things like hostile owlbear sighting, hostile troll sighting potentially, recent incidents, and so on.
You mean best friend owlbear sighting?
It doesn't say that, but it could. No, there's owlbear.
I will. She'll definitely be taking note of the witch markings, where those are.
There are 3 predominant ones, and then I said there's a marking of pirate on one of the edges along a river, and a marking of banditry along one edge.
And the witch ones are also around the borders.
Yeah, all those areas, all like the bandits, the pirate, and the witch markings are all on the very, very edge of the map, like as far edge as you can get.
And then if I look for the peak, where is it in relevance to where we are now?
So you can see you're actually in the bottom. It's actually facing you, near the southern edge of the nation. I'd say about a third of the way up. More to the right, about 2/3 of the way to the right, all the way to the right, and even a little souther than you, there is a large mountain range and an area labeled the Peaks. That is the start of a riverway.
Is it anywhere near a witch area?
It is not. The witch areas seem to be, what's it called? There's one in the southern middle bottom of the map. One in the southwestern edge of the map, and one kind of on the northern west edge of the map.
Okay. And then I will, I guess, go towards where it seems like the Queen's audience would head towards.
You are as close to them as you can be on the other side of the map.
Okay.
So if you're inspecting, you get a couple of glances, but none of them speak to you directly. Is the rest of the party moving up? What is the rest of the party doing?
Yeah, Grit would follow up behind. Grit's gonna follow up behind, walking noisily, but otherwise not trying to be disruptive, just trying to get attention.
Moira will
Is,
also
the-
follow up behind Lorelei.
All right.
Is the Pharasma guy still with us?
Oh yeah. He walked in with you guys once you were in. He's not approaching the front dais. But he's still with your group. So I mean, if you guys walk to the dais, he'd walk with you. You guys invited him to come with, and he's like, "Hey."
Yeah, I'll keep him back. I'll be near the a little bit closer to the entrance with him. Should he have anything to say? Additionally, I just want to look at. You said there is that horned woman with like the regal like.
There is, yes.
Does she look particularly dragony?
She does, exceptionally dragonly.
Called her.
Well, if you're staying back, he would notion you should go with your friends who're here to talk to the royalty. I can come here any day. I live here.
You're a strange one.
Well, thank you. You're a lizard.
Suppose I'm also a strange one. Come, let's go.
He would walk with you. He actually waves at a few people. It's clear he knows people here.
Is there like an attendant or something that waits near where we are?
No. What's it called? When you guys first got in, there was an individual who was standing at the side of the map and then led off to speak to one of the various characters around the room. Beyond just the 4 people I mentioned, there are various people who look powerful, if not influential, spread out throughout this large chamber. You in particular might notice there is an elf that looks beyond ancient, speaking to a couple individuals.
And not
You
the
guys
same
would be
as the
hard
dude we
pressed.
met.
No,
At
no,
first.
no, no. That's an old guy. This guy needs to retire.
Totally normal old guy.
What's it called? But most people here are humans. You do notice a blue-eyed tiefling is speaking with a couple individuals as well. But yeah, besides that, it's mostly human.
I'm gonna like whisper back to Moira and Grit, like, not really sure what the protocol is here. If nobody's there to say
Oh.
you may approach, I don't know what to do.
Real quick, what is our Flynn and Unmei do up to?
I go with them.
All right, you go up to the front.
Oh.
All right, cool.
Where?
As you guys begin kind of milling them out in a soft melodic voice, her recent charring appears to be all completely cleaned off, and she has gathered a far more regal demeanor. The Fey Queen speaks out. You may speak, adventurers.
I will give a little bow and say thank you, Your Majesty.
Mm-hmm.
Grip follows suit, doffing his hat as he does so and leading it off after his bow.
We're also bow.
All right. Does anyone not bow? Okay, then bow. Does Duran bow? I think Duran's the one person who hasn't bowed yet.
Oh, he's away.
Huh? Oh, he is away. he's not there.
He leaves.
There's
He
no
goes
man
to find
there.
the restroom.
Only Chichi.
Chichi
You should have.
bows.
You should have. Oh, Shajik's not there. He had been at home.
That's why he's
Chichi-
bioing.
Chichi bows.
Shajik's bowing back at Rachel.
Just look over Ryan's chair.
Um,
Shashik's there.
What's it called? But as you guys are bowing, what's it called? Someone enters in behind you, and the individual who has been tailing you steps away and joins a pale-skinned, regal-looking elf who moves around to take a place near the Fey Queen. She is also incredibly attractive, and though Duran, Flynn, and Unmei would recognize her as the one labeled High Priest of Pharasma and Minister.
So I gotta ask, since you do this every day, the healing that is done, is it given by your god as a part of the atonement? 'Cause
Welcome back.
you look just as beautiful as you were before you got burned, and I've seen burn victims.
We command powerful magics in Cyrodiil. Also, to catch Ryan up, everyone bowed. Did you also bow with the group, Ryan?
Yeah, I would have bowed as well.
All right. And right after you guys were first talking and had gotten the attention of the queen, the guy with you stepped away, and the High Priest of Pharasma / Minister stepped in, and he joined her on the other side of the table besides the queen and the others, giving you, Unmei, and Flynn a nod as she silently stands near the queen. But yeah, returning to Unmei, we have powerful magics. It makes my act, however, in good faith, a bit less consequential than it would be for others. But I hope the spectacle still adds to my conviction for that which we do here.
Oh, it does. Most people would not be willing to self-immolate every day.
It is unpleasant, I assure you.
You don't need to. I see it.
She smiles and nods to you. She is very pleasant. The orc also seems to have a very warm and more pleasant demeanor, as does the cleric of Aristil. The now unhelmed Hell Knight, the High Priest of and the High Priest of Pharasma both wear fairly neutral expressions. And the canine is more difficult to read, being of a different species, but does not project any emotion outward.
Nature check.
That's racist.
I would also give a small nod over to him as well, the wolf, and say that it's also a pleasure to meet. Was he called captain or like commander of the wolf?
Commander of the Vanguard.
Yeah, commander of the Vanguard.
Vanguard specifically.
Vanguard. There you go.
Yeah.
But yes, so I would acknowledge that it's nice to meet him too, knowing that he isn't awakened.
He resembles a wolf, right? Not
A
a
very
dog.
big, a
He's
very
giant
big,
wolf.
dire
Hey,
wolf.
A 15-foot tall, spike-coated, and armored direwolf. Yeah.
Okay. I just want to make sure it doesn't resemble a dog, because that will dramatically shape my opinion of this. Wolves are acceptable, dogs are not. It is a binary.
True, yeah,
But
comment.
you
It is a
still
deep
had
binary I
issues
need
with the
to
wards.
associate. Yeah.
No, poor
Yeah.
doggos.
Everybody else wasn't there when I got the information about him.
Okay. He's very, very wolf.
Oh, he's a
Okay.
fox. And fox.
All right, then I'm impressed. And life is good.
You guys, especially craftsmen, can tell the armor he wears is of immaculate. What is it? It's called quicksilver now, but basically mithril quality.
Ooh.
And it coats him. He also wears a number of bits of magical-looking jewelry.
Braided beads and all the other cool stuff.
Beads. You notice on his giant paws, they're like basically bracelets. What's it called? He has a medallion. And yeah, he's like 15 feet tall.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. I'm not gonna agree. He is not a dog. He is, in fact, they're really cool wolves. Okay.
And yeah, more you would gather. What's it called? He is inspecting to you, but does have seemingly a pleasant demeanor. And to your guys' presence. But he almost gives off like a guard of Buckingham Palace type vibe. He essentially doesn't try to be expressive, but there's an approved look as he inspects you. You would actually gauge with the 40 nature check. And Laura, you'd pick this up just being a druid. He definitely like notices something about you. What particularly is known, but there is a heightened level of inspection of your party, and he sniffs more than once at the air as you guys have arrived, though subtly so.
Oh, Grit, did you not take the fried chicken out of your pockets?
Grit actually starts checking his pockets to make sure he doesn't have extra snacks in there.
5 minutes remaining.
He does pull out a ration at some point. He definitely starts eating it. My bad.
The beast, in a low, rumbling voice, befitting a behemoth of this nature, responds, it is uncharacteristic for one to enter here with the scent of a foreign dragon. You carry it with you. You
I was
were
not
with it
expecting
for a decent duration, but it has been departed from you for a few days now.
Moira's
Silver
just wide
scaled
eyes staring at the doggo like, oh, I wasn't expecting this.
The silver-scaled ones are more agreeable. It is not the first of their brood I have gathered the scent of, but it is not the same one.
They're kind enough to help us with travel.
Earning the favor of a aged oath dragon speaks well of your character.
Don't tell her.
Benevolent or not, the immortal flying do not go out of their way to help mortals without given cause.
Well, of course she's going to help us. I'm a powerful wizard, and I had to do wizard work.
3 minutes
Like
remaining.
introduce my friend here, Lorelai, Queen.
Wow.
The most suspicious of wizard work. But yes, I'll nod back at the wolf, and then I'll look at the queen and say, it's my understanding that someone from the Pathfinders Society spoke to you about me, and I think maybe an elemental messenger.
It would not be I to deal in messengers, but she would look to the wolf, who lifts his head for a moment, and then replies within the minute, I assume. She turns back to you. My cohort that what deals and such. As for a society member, the High Priest of Pharasma speaks out. They had their wizard in here some time ago. He had mentioned a influential adventuring party in the far west. This matches their description. They've arrived sooner than I expected, however. I apologize for not providing earlier notice of their coming.
1 minute remaining.
I forgot what I was going to say. Give me a minute.
No worries. Anyone else have something in mind?
Honestly, Gritch is curious what's on the table, so he's finding himself like a small stack of books or a chair to stand on so he can stand high enough to look at the map on the table.
You were actually, and Desire, they actually have a number of stools and they bring over to aid it so you can get in. What's it called? There is an unusually high number of gnomes in this city as well, and a handful of halflings. There is actually rather large diversity in the town, though it is still largely what's it called? Human and elven, predominantly.
Okay. I borrow a gnome stool.
Yeah.
Yes. So, the society left me a message saying that a messenger, a representative from you and the king were going to cross my path at some point. I don't think they did. But I was wondering if there was a way, or if it would be okay for my friends and I to travel to the first world. I wanted to speak with both you and the king about this.
As you're speaking, a large pair of double doors opens in the direction you are facing to the left side of the room. Leading it, replying to you, is a well-kept and attractive human man who speaks out. If you're dealing with the society wizards, they are divination focused and their information isn't always accurate, but they tend to meddle. Beside him, with also a friendly demeanor, is I wouldn't say older, but like a mature woman who is adorned in Lamashtu memorabilia. And just behind them, a loud rolling, almost like someone has dropped something down a set of stairs. A equally huge earth elemental moves behind the pair. Gargantuan stone wings folded inward to make it through the doorway, as a glowing, radiant halo levitates just above his stone visage. His legs replaced with a number of disconnected rolling stone that seem to warp and shape as he moves, earning a bow or a kneel from everyone else in the room.
Consider me plus. Yeah, I'll bow.
Same.
Yeah, might as well keep consistent.
Sierra also bows.
Yeah.
The figure rises about 30 feet into the air. And as you guys bow, would actually place a stone hand across its large stone figure, curling in the wings and returning a bow to the room, including yourselves, before moving around and coming to settle on the now less comical size looking throne beside the queen. The tiny Dyrid, in comparison, placing a hand on his stone pillar that rests next to her as the wolf shifts to sit opposed from him. In a voice that is not necessarily fitting the figure, he speaks in a deep but clear tone. I apologize for the late arrival. I've told your means of arrival were circumvented our knowledge network, and I handle my ordeals while my capital undergoes its mourning rituals. Welcome to Cyrodiil, adventurers of Breach Hill. Both the High Priest of Pharasma and the robe-wearing human wizard both give him a nod at his words.
And I will also nod and say thank you, Your Majesty.
I am told you did not give in to the temptations of the Witch Queen. You were wise in your decision, as she is manipulative, and many an adventurers fall into her trickery.
Yeah. I don't know why. She seems to
You are marked by
have an
the
eye on
first
me.
world. Those whose fates are intertwined with the ancient world very easily earn her attention. As one who's mastered, or at least begun use of the 8th school of magic, you would easily have her attention and others. Usually, once a caster has elevated to the 4th or 5th level of magic, stronger beings will take notice. You become unignorable. This power scaling, most easily reflected in those who wield spells, is no less impactful to those who do not. But wielders of sword or knife are less likely to cause the same large amount of disruption as the magic wielder.
Also, out of character, the 8th school.
8th
magic?
circle. You can cast 8th level spells.
Okay. So by chance, there's no way to like get her to not be interested anymore. Be less impressive enough for her to continue watching?
Neither Horn nor others who have taken interest in the activities of your lot. No. Short of you're leaving the plane. Even then, souls of your strength will continue to leave a mark post-existence.
Right. Well, I don't know how much was already shared about my reasoning for wanting to go back to the first world. I can say the first 2 times I've been there were not by choice.
Such is the way of the Fae.
Yeah.
I would invite any of my guests to state intentions or desires. You have traveled a great way through unorthodox means to reach my nations. As for your personal request, I would prepare for the worst in regards to news. Those not of Fey nature who spend too long a time in the first realm, with little exception, end up passed on either to the hungering will of a predatory Fey or the malicious way of life most of their beings conduct themselves in. If one has survived for a prolonged duration, it is unlikely their mind is still their own.
But what if they were born and raised there and until the last couple of centuries, but for many, many centuries, they were able to come and go more freely?
Then one needs ask themselves why they have not returned. I have a presence in my region of the first world. Now that we've spoken in person, I can place feelers for those who bear your resemblance and where they might be found, but none marking the one you seek has come upon me or my scouts.
I have portraits of him, and I will take out one of my journals that has several sketches based on what my mom has told me. And show them.
The high priest, elf woman, would walk up and give you a nod and would invite you to hand her the documents. The human wizard and the old elf both move to study them. We will do what we can. If you would add it to the back in penmanship, it is unwise to freely use one's names within the bounds of Cyrodiil. Had I been able to have an escort for you upon arrival, it is one of the tenants we keep, as there are a number of residents here that would misuse such information. My citizenship is learning the means of the material plane, but there are habits that have gone back centuries and then some that are taking time to break.
Okay, then I will choose some of the best portraits I have, and I will put his name on the back as well as go more detail about coloring, because I'm assuming they'd be more in like black and white. So everything that I have on his physical description and anything and everything that I've learned over the years from my mom about him.
We
Add
can
that
send
there.
you the old elf speaks in a means that as he opens his mouth just reeks of age. But he is pleasant enough in his disposition. If you would share further information, I can set time aside soon, and we could go over all the details of your lost kin, as I am told.
I'd like that.
He smiles. It is very clear he's also blind, but it doesn't seem to impair him. The feature doesn't have, or the elemental before you doesn't have any overt looking eyes, but he shifts his disposition towards Moira. I am told you carry opinions, and you and your companion, as he shifts ever slightly to address Grit, are open in speaking them. That our relations remain amiable, I would invite you to state your concerns, as this is a reoccurring topic in these halls.
Moira just freezes and takes a slow, deep breath. Like, oh god, I wasn't prepared for this. Why? I am not going to say that there should be no repercussions, because clearly there should be. And I'm not going to say that I have any answers. All I know is that what I witnessed, every part of me, everything I know just screams that it was wrong. And I, like, grew up right next to Chiliac, so I don't know, take that for what it's worth. Or whatever it's worth.
After the eldest was felled, these lands changed in a way that cannot be undone. Denizens from two worlds are now inevitably and likely eternally intertwined. Though my land carries many who are non-combatants, it is a land I hope may raise children safely, may have vendors, bakers, and other such simple societal roles. It is now intertwined with creatures that for thousands of years have seen mortal lives as playthings. As my queen has helped me understand, they do acts of benevolence and great wickedness, but many of their kind are not inherently wicked. There is a audible and slightly disrespectful scoff from the Hell Knight. There is a glance where the queen and the blonde-haired woman simply lock eyes for a duration, but no further gestures are made. When this began, the casualty rate was unacceptable, and it was the weakest of my society that paid the price. Originally, I would simply handle the issue as all others have since mortals have walked Galarian. When a Fae comes killing mortals, you slay the Fae. That is how Galarian handles the problem. My queen has beseeched me for mercy, as the action she has done historically far outweighs any crime committed. My advisor of such matters had recently left to join your lady's side, leaving the matter difficult to address. We needed to dissuade the behavior without simply genociding the Fae who do not understand the material world's custom. We needed something that other Fae would see and recognize that such actions are unacceptable, as when we first began to show mercy, it increased the rate of transgressions, as Fae realized they may not only continue their ancient practice, but they could do so without being hunted. So the violence escalated. This led my people to begin handling it themselves, and the executions of Fae began, and not by my hand. My queen came up with this, that we might share the suffering that Fae may not realize they invoke on others, make them endure it, but use our status as a high magic society to keep Pharasma at bay. The high priest gives him a look. more often than not, Pharasma willing. After making those suffer that which they have made others suffer, my Serenite temple told me they could discern, as they always have, if the Fae or other note this punishment does not only go to Fae, but it is the assured promise to all my citizens who would inflict pain on others. They would know if the perpetrator was remorseful for the actions taken. And as long as we were able to restore the victim, they would be allowed to continue walking and learn from their remorse once they've paid back the cost they had imposed on my nation. It is not savory, and it reeks of suffering because it is meant to, in hopes that those in the audience who contemplate the action themselves would be dissuaded by that suffering. And the loved ones and the family of the victims feel they have gotten their justice for the pain and the suffering they had to endure. I hope this sates your curiosity and your discontent as best it can.
I don't think any explanation is going to sate the discontent, I feel, as you put it. But I can at least have some understanding from where this is all coming from. I
When the
can't help but
lives
think
of
there
ten,
has to be a better way, though. I don't know what it would be.
if he goes to speak and then pauses, then you are invited as a reputable member of one of the gods that I hold in highest regard. Should you ever think of an alternative, you are encouraged to vocalize it. It will not fall on deaf ears. Alas, I have toiled over this for years now, and I have yet to come up with one myself. I ask that the Dawn Mother grant you wisdom that she has not to me and my people. And if barring that, may she find you the same solace I endure each morning. My lack of presence at the ceremony is not accidental.
I can imagine why.
He turns to Grit. I am pleased to see the two of us are of similar mind, it appears.
I know I don't know the answer. And I have always erred on the side of gallows. So I don't know if I'm right. You're trying something different.
When I conquered these lands, trials and moments of redemption are not offers I handed out. It was simple. Oppose us and perish.
I believe the same. She's the one who offers redemption. And has quite a bit. I don't know the answer.
It is a gift given to my queen that is only fair because it is an option I gave to her, as she has said, for atrocities far worse than any of my citizens have committed. She has become a bloom to my nation, beloved by all. If I can turn her from what she was into what she is now, I have hopes that we can do the same to her kin. Galarian's method handling the Fae has not worked. Much of how Galarian is ruled has not worked. My way does. My sympathy of living in a Treliaxin province were that I was closer. My conquest of that realm will likely come after there is wizardry in you. Give myself a few hundred years, and I hope to make the Cheliax banner fall if it hasn't fallen before then.
See, if I'm still around, I'll hold you to it.
You would be welcome. We don't get visitors of your level of power often. But as we expand, I hope to add more and more like-minded to my retinue.
If I'm I seek to settle down outside a quiet little my quiet little breach hill, I'll I'll seek service to you.
If ones of your mind and your deeds end up within my domain, I can make great use of you. I have battalions that could use warriors of your status. And those that fall within your skill set, Rogue.
I will. I'll appraise my the time I'm able to offer my services. I feel our goals might align.
Are there questions from the others?
Really quickly, could I get a glance at the Hell Knight when he says he's, gonna conquer Cheliax and make their banner fall and all that?
She nods.
Hmm. Mm-mm. No, okay.
You don't notice any levels of discontent since the Stone King has started speaking. Is there anything else that brings your adventuring company here? I will need to depart soon. I would encourage you vocalize it.
Are there any protections that mortals can take when entering the first world from the ill-intended fae or the witch herself? If we need to enter, that is.
You would be wise to ward yourself against chaos, illusion, and spellcraft. Beyond that, the Fae are creatures just like anyone else. They use trickery and deception as weapons most prevalently, and most among their numbers are spellcasters of some level. The greatest strength is strength of mind. Yourself, your cleric, and your monk would be most resilient against such. I'm afraid against the witch, I can give you no grand answer that wouldn't be relevant to opposing any potent caster. You were unlikely to cross her path directly, and I would not seek to do so. She is a being of deific power.
What if you already did cross her path directly?
Then you were lucky to still walk. She is fickle. Historically, she is known to provide aid to those she finds amusing in the moment, curious, or whatever drives her machinations. Simple mood is likely as good as any for a being of such chaos.
I think she was amused.
You still stand,
Uh,
but none here can stand against her power.
is she really like omniscient in the first world? Like she claimed to be?
She has a strength level equal to that of minor deities and can grant spells to her followers, to even the most powerful of clerics. I cannot exactly describe her power. With my full combat retinue, we could overtake her. But she has made certain that will never be the way our paths cross. I have killed beings of her strength before, and she is aware of such. Unfortunately, she lacks the grave weakness most beings of that strength carry: arrogance. She is cautious and clever, and that is her most dire weapon.
She also makes everybody bow forcefully. You can't help it.
The presence of anything of demon lord power greater will have some effect on the mind simply in their presence. You have traveled in the accompaniment of an ancient dragon. They have a similar, if lesser, effect on those around them. Though in recent years, some of the more benign of their breeds is not as difficult to be around. You guys remember just recently when you had met Agrex, you were incredibly motivated, want to be or not, in her presence.
If I remember correctly, like I semi-resisted and then was still forced to bow. So it's possible, but it's really hard. Couldn't quite do that.
Perhaps such is what earned her amusement. On the best of days, immortals can resist deities' charm or influence. But it is a testament to yourself. You're a powerful member of the true craft, and our will is stronger than most.
I thank you for being generous enough to meet us. And I look at both him and the queen.
She nods. Right. He looks and rises once more. I have heard much of your nature walker. I have heard of your goblin and your serenite. Is there any other way Ceridor might be of use or communication to the rest of the adventuring party here?
Do we want to tell them about anything about the Ayudaras or anything like that?
I mean, as an open secret at this point, I don't think we're being particularly close to the chest with that.
Hmm. Especially given that it's likely that we may be looking to becoming the target of potential military action.
Yeah.
Maybe you can ask about the ingredients you have, Moira.
Sand.
So no one's bringing up the Iodar or anything else?
Mm,
Omen, no.
All right.
Girona, well, I would nudge Moira. We should have as many allies as we
Ume
can.
is very hesitant around the faith.
There is a personal thing I would ask about. Have any of you any knowledge of gates that would be opened with red silk and black sand?
The human wizard, as well as the Lamashtu cleric, begin to discuss lightly before the human speaks up. It is they are likely ritual components, though none to our extensive knowledge of rituals. That means they are likely tailored to something.
Okay.
I understand most of magic since the ascension of. As he begins to speak, the Hell Knight interrupts and actually says, claimed ascension of the one who meddled with everyone's powers. He looks back and, regardless, the people are regularly inventing and adjusting for rituals. Our nation does much the same. The ingredients are peculiar, so I would assume it's a peculiar caster. Whatever they are, they likely trigger something.
Yeah. I was just told I would need those two things. It was suggested it probably open a gate? Question mark?
This is from your society contact, yes?
And from others I have asked after about it since, yes.
And see. They're regional. They have the wizard appears to be just running calculations in his head as he speaks to you. It'll likely be tied to something arid or volcanic, obviously, with the black ash. The red silk, that is something native to the desert regions of the south, or south from us. You would know them as the Far East, but we are the Far East to you. If they are gate oriented, it is likely something involving contact with a desert or mountainous area, likely in the far east of our continent.
There's no way Nayadara would react to just regular components like that, right?
I only know Ayudara through research. My research leads me to believe that they are activated by specific devices, I don't know if you could perhaps make a stand-in using such.
That's been our experience so far. Need a specific key item.
You are familiar with the elf gates.
Yeah, we have
We
them in our
live on
backyard.
top of a ring of them. Moira will
There
look
is a
over
bit
to
of
the Hell Knight. You may
mumbling.
know the location.
Yeah.
The magics I command are nothing of ancient elfcraft. They are from my tutor.
At this point, do you know anybody who knows or has any knowledge of the Ayodara?
What's it called? The human looks back at you and comments, I have been extensively researching them, but the ones I have on record are all simply, from what I've gathered, out somewhere in the far wilderness of regions, but none exist within Cyrodiil or if they have, I have not identified them.
Well, how would you like to have your mind blown then?
I consider my mind rather exceptional, not easily blown, but if you have information of the elf gates, or you
I
say
can take you 2 working ones.
You actually might have a fit to know that we are now using it to expedite commerce.
Yeah, we plan on setting up a huge network of them to our city.
We're also using them to take down a slaver gang union. Syndicate. That's the word. Goddamn.
Right,
A-
syndicate.
charming salt and peppered man actually walks up and places a hand around your shoulder, Grit. You use ancient elf gates to accelerate and facilitate commerce, you say?
Yes.
Your Majesty,
Money.
if I might beseech you as your treasury advisor, if these outlanders have a means of, he looks to the human who kind of rolls his eyes, an ancient, mythical, priceless means of instant transportation that doesn't require our circles. Precisely what he said, Your Majesty. Using this to transport would save us a lot of time and a lot of casting cost. I think it is imperative we learn of these devices. The wizard nods. Well, my desire is more to aid as your arcane advisor and magister. I am woven to agree with Mager Varn in this matter. The king is expressed in this because he's a giant fucking rock. But
I thought he was a wolf.
no, he's the giant stone thing that walked in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that 30-foot stone guy with the wings and the halo. The wolf's just been sitting here the whole time.
Being a good boy.
Being a good boy. No, yeah. What the one that's been talking to you is a 30-foot tall stone golem with stone wings and a brightly burning halo. You mentioned that you have a working Ayodara.
No,
I imagine.
multiple.
We have a broken ring of them. Pretty sure one is permanently out of commission. We just
Again,
need to find more keys.
The group begins talking. You notice the high priest of Pharasma apologizes, but it is brushed off.
Hmm.
We could perhaps see these gates in their use. The human mage asks, as they are all seem to be contemplating, and most of them aren't outwardly speaking, as they seem to be processing the bomb you just dropped on them. But the wizard speaks out. Yeah, if there are some of us who would be able to visit you, we could also facilitate you the long travel back to your home if you would be willing to provide access and perhaps what information you have on these.
Oh, I've got no objection.
We
Absolutely.
didn't invite you back already.
The Stone Conqueror replies, due to circumstance, I would not be able to bear witness to this myself. But those who are able would have my blessing in doing so. If this gate has as much value as my advisors claim it does, we would be willing to put our sizable arcane, divine, and primal colleges into helping understand them better. Did you simply discover these, or have you unlocked information on their creation?
At this point, it's on them. I was late to the party, at least.
More the
We just-
former. We've discovered them. We know a little bit about their creation. We've gotten bits and pieces. But we're looking for other scholars. We've unlocked a few gates, though. Well,
I talked
You
to a ghost of one of the very first gatekeepers.
true.
the Elf of Pharasma speaks up. What of this ghost? Are they in your possession still, or do you know where they haunt?
We, I think, helped them move on. Was able to finally lay their remains to rest. They were stuck, kind of tormented where they were, but not anymore. So, I mean, if those in my group that can contact spirits are able to get a hold of them, their remains are at the keep.
She nods. I have her. She looks at Jiran. What is your stance on such an action?
On the visitory of the rings, or the moving on of the spirit.
Would would it be permissible to you to use their remains to recontact their past spirit?
As long as the soul isn't being corrupted, reaching out to speak with them should not upset my lady.
Well spoken. We can send clergy able to travel to your region to attempt to learn from them.
If this is the case, then you should be made aware of our expectations of visitors. We have many denizens of the keep and those who utilize the Ayudara regularly, and their freedoms and their purposes in doing so should not be infringed upon.
Shall not be infringed.
The king rises. A moment. I will leave such matter to my queen, and I will return. And he moves to step out as the queen speaks up. We would understand your position. From all that we've learned, you were a frontier town in a vassalized nation by a exceedingly wicked country. But we've gleaned you are more than mere adventurers in the region. What is your station, and how do you handle the agreement between Ishgar's, if I may speak plainly, underwhelming ruler, and the nation that governs over all of you, as none of you seem particularly Cheliaxian?
I'm actually from Druma, so
Yeah.
Technically, born and raised Chilaxian.
5 minutes remaining.
Age guard, but
I mean, we
I've
do
got
have
a good
somebody
lean.
who's also born and raised Chilexian.
It seems inevitable that a growing influence such as yours would come in direct contact with not even talking Chelaxian, but the rulership of Ishgard. Have you some unknown agreement with them, or is this simply
We pay our taxes and we are local nobles. Kind of inherited, took upon the mantle. We inherited the deed to the keep. We contribute and pay a lot of taxes.
Understood? But I am told you have an extra planar series of elf gates, and we have been made aware are starting a grandiose arena. You are inevitable to draw the eye, and seeing your disposition, ire of your nation. You have plans for that eventuality.
Working on them. To say not concrete ones. We have discussed literally trying to teleport the town. There might be merit behind there.
It also may have not been the first time that has happened for the town.
It is a town that isn't supposed to exist or something like that, so or just shrugs. Whatever
Was
that's
on any
supposed to
maps or
mean.
anything?
May also contribute to why there hasn't been any action taken against us as of yet.
No, that's not true.
No, they know we're there.
We've had an assassination attempt.
Yes, but it
3
may have
minutes
delayed things.
remaining.
Who tried to assassinate who?
Someone tried to assassinate Flynn.
Yeah, we're trying to assassinate us.
I wouldn't call that assassination, though. I'd call that failure.
If they knew who they were going against, they
Look,
would
we don't want to
be called
bruise their
a
egos too
suicide.
hard.
Speak for yourself.
They might actually try then.
I also did have a show of brute force, for the tiniest of misunderstandings sent from Cheliax.
Yeah,
Which is
definitely
what caused everything to change
true.
and the group to be put in charge of things, but only kind of
Yeah, it's a volatile situation.
with a babysitter.
So, should Ishgard come and seek to claim ownership of that which you are building, how would you respond? Not all
Preferably mutually
tyrants are.
diplomatically.
My understanding of Cheliaxin and in extension Ishgard diplomacy is not far off our own, if I am honest. It is a case of give us what we demand or else.
It would likely, I mean, my response would likely not work, but would involve a lot of bribery and assassination. I feel like it's just following the laws of the land, though. So,
I mean, we worked out quite a good deal in our favor last time.
for now,
I know.
1 minute remaining.
Should
But
it
yes,
come
so-
to a point, we should have a plan, though.
we are training the local militia, though I don't think we can train it well enough to hold back all of Ishgard.
Our keep, even if our denizens were fully trained to be soldier level combat ready, we would not be able to hold back the forces of Chiliax if they wanted the gate.
The Stone Conqueror returns to the room, quietly taking a seat as you discuss with the Queen. Go ahead, Lorelai.
I mean, honestly, from where I'm standing, I don't think normal means of fighting back would even make a dent or do anything. I think short of moving the town somewhere else or divine intervention, I don't know that
I mean,
the town would survive a full-on attack.
we could
Alternatively,
always make allies, and if we figure out how to make our own Ayadara, have some positioned around so that we could ambush any forces incoming.
I mean, it's a town that shouldn't exist, and from what we can understand, it probably actually came from somewhere else entirely. To me, it seems like if it's a town that shouldn't exist, it's not really any territories like right to have claim over it. You know, Ishgard.
Oh, Chiliax will very much beg to differ.
Yeah, well, but it kind of belongs to itself, I would say. So wherever it lands, it's there.
You were a
But it's its
product of
own.
your craft, though I can see the claims of bordership. Unme, you were saying?
I forget.
Wow. Ryan, you were saying?
I just had a random thought. He spoke of like moving the city and the whole idea that the city technically doesn't exist. What are the chances that Alessia's ring itself is an Ayadara?
I need to send my mages, but if you are willing to cooperate and let us study those you have activated, their potential. Is this idea to move the city, barring that your elfcraft and gates would allow this, a serious contemplation to the six of you?
I think that we've seen a lot of unreasonable things, and moving a city doesn't sound that much more unreasonable.
If it turned out to actually
it sounds
be possible,
impossible, but yeah,
yes.
we fight. If it can be possible, let's do it. If nothing else, I'm fairly certain the magic can be stretched to move the gate away from the city, which will protect the city itself a bit. But if we can move everything, I think the gate's the key.
The Hell Knight speaks up. From what we've gathered, their local township is only about 12 to 1,500 individuals. He nods. The other 6 of you agree with these plans?
If it were possible,
I mean,
I
yeah,
would
we can
be.
move the entire city out of Hell Knight jurisdiction. That would be the best.
It's hard to call it the
But if
plan,
not-
and better to call it a best case scenario.
Yes, if it
If
were
not,
possible,
I'd always try
for
evacuation
it.
and moving the circle itself.
So unless we put it far away out of Chaliak's territory, wouldn't that still just be a declaration of war to basically remove a bunch of citizens from a territory?
Who cares?
Yeah.
They have to come get us.
I know. I'm just saying, like, either way, that's going to cause a war to do
Yeah.
that.
They said they have to come get
actually-
us.
They got to know
They're
where
Hell
it's going.
Knights.
Yeah.
They're Hell
I mean,
Knights.
we're
They're
not
gonna
fighting
come
the
get
Hell
us.
Knights directly.
That's
the
fair.
Hell Knights are in service to the Queen. It would effectively be fighting the Queen.
Looks at the Hell Knight.
I'm not opposed to the idea. I'm just saying it should be like a last resort to do.
They're just as willing to watch these 1,500 people disappear by the ends of their swords. If we can make them disappear before they really catch an idea that we made them disappear, I think we'll be fine.
Oh,
We say in the presence of a Hell Knight.
Yeah,
gonna say,
Hell should tell the
true.
Queen.
Hell Knights are not a monolith, though. They don't all just bow the knee to the Queen.
Maybe.
The beautiful blonde woman nods. You need no worry from myself. And quite frankly, the nation of Cyrodiil has no fear of Cheliax's nation. They could send 10,000 of their troops across the land through Portal or Demon Rift, knowing their kind, and they would only find 10,000 casualties returned to them.
Well, we know where we can move it if we need to.
Oh, if there were permission to.
Why?
You would need agreement, even by our laws of conquest, of the ruling members of the party or a majority, and a majority of the key influential figures of your town. But we have taken townships and small cities with just that.
It would be a
So-
far more unique scenario just transporting a city through the fabric of reality to an entirely new location, though.
If you, with over 1,000 individuals, if your elf gates, this is the Hell Knight speaking, can make this happen. As community advisor, there are areas, I believe, in our upcoming border expansions that would welcome a township. We would also be willing to put the full backing of our growth to it, as we have the 13 we've taken so far.
And truth be told, the hardest part here is just moving the gate. If once we move the gate, I mean, we can literally walk the people out of the town beforehand through the gates, get them all out, and then move the gate and then have them walk back to the new gate location. We rebuild a home there. So I guess the concept is, can we move the gate?
Or even just the way stations. Don't even have to go all the way through.
You could see the human is just running his mind through. Do you have any experience with what I've noticed? The gates travel momentarily, interplanetary. There is a rest point. The notes I have state in half of them, while the other half don't. The ones labeled with rest points and the notes I've gathered are more stable, while the direct teleportation ones are a little bit more fickle in their machinations. How does prolonged, how do you put it? If you stuck a staff through the portal and just left it there, what do you believe would come of the staff?
If the portal were to close while the staff was there, still in between, I feel like my arm would be fused to the wall, and then the rest of my arm would be inside the way station.
How long can you maintain an open portal?
How long have we been
Indefinitely?
having
Fairly?
them
As far as
open
we know.
since we just started the trading thing?
Means we could route this way station. And if we could route the way station, we could route the beginning of your Elven ring. Lester's ring, you called it, yes?
If that
After
is
the
the name
Elven God
we
of
came
Portals?
across, yes.
I have light documentation of it, but it is a lost archaeological point. Were that I could study it myself.
We've turned one of the way stations into a temple of Desna.
Well, turned it back into. It definitely was before.
Oh, the human would look back to the golem. With permission to expend resources and our town funds to research this, there is a lot of potential here. You mentioned you have a mostly intact. It doesn't sound like you have multiple gates. What do you mean?
What do you know of Dahak?
There is a recoil from the Hell Knight, as well as a number of the clerics in the room, of which there are several. But the wizard comments an ancient and sealed destruction god bound somewhere on the southern continent.
Exactly. He happened to one of the gates. Actually to two, technically. It was trapped within one, and in his rage, blasted through the other side of the portal and blew up the opposite gate structure.
So there's one that is missing or
Absolutely
damaged or...
obliterated with a very burned out rock cavern.
Currently acting as the entrance to a mushroom farm.
There's a number of smiles at the mushroom farm comment.
We are still looking into getting rid of Dahak entirely from the one gate.
There is a look between a handful of the individuals: the Hell Knight, the human wizard, the Stone Conqueror, the Fae, and a couple others, as they talk about getting rid of it. That is just outside our most recent or our most pronounced accomplishments. Dahak is a full deity, and it is imprisoned in one of your Ayudara.
Yes.
And he keeps being a bother.
Such a
Deities are like that.
Yeah, fight him too long ago.
We have two slain avatars here, but in time, at least one of them will be an issue once more. For now, their banishment has made them incapable of entering in the borders of Cyrodiil, but it's exacted its price.
Anything I could roll to know about more specifically what deity they felled?
Make an Arcana check.
Oh, not
Oh,
religion.
that is-
I mean, no, it's religion, but everything's Arcana for Chris.
Oh,
yeah.
fair. I would like to do
Uh,
religion
Didn't
on
we
that.
already learn about like, was it Rovagug or some spawn of him?
You've heard a couple things. Religion would work.
An elder.
Nature
Well-
or Phalor would also work.
But if it's known about, that could be society. This is the
Yeah,
town.
we know
killed two
about one of the eldest being slain here, and then another I think child. I forget if it's of Rovagug.
Yeah, you can go ahead and make a society check. You've been here long enough, and you've been here
Get
twine.
a local legend. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, you guys have at least gleaned that apparently the Stone Conqueror and a number of his retinue, it is said they have killed both the avatar of a Fey god, the Lantern King, and the spawn of the Destroyer god, Rovagug.
Gotcha.
Or that's what the stories that you have heard. They lightly insinuated such just now.
I'm not gonna lie. The Lantern King, this sounds like a formidable Fey title, and I'm gonna want to know about that later.
I mean, you're welcome. You guys just gained this information. You're welcome to ask.
I
And I think Laura could tell you because I did rolls for like the eldest and stuff.
So we keep hearing about this. Honestly, I'm always the one going back to the small town, telling the folks there about the cool things we've done. What gods did you kill?
There is a smirk from the Hell Knight and the wizard. But you notice an obvious discomfort from the queen as you breach the subject, and she stands and turns to the conqueror. My love, permission to address some of the matters of the city while you recap such. He simply gives her a nod. She squeezes a part of his arm and then nods. Thank you for your time, adventurers. I am easy to find if I can be of aid. And she departs. The Stone Conqueror makes a gesture, and the Great Wolf travels out with her.
It makes a point to stand as she stands to leave and such. Observes basic etiquette.
Mm. And yeah, everyone there is very gives bows, nods, smiles. It seems she is generally well received by pretty much everyone in the room, except for the Hell Knight, who obviously fucking hates her.
That's just what Hell Knights do.
Yeah.
They love to hate.
This woman's a tree. This is an unforgivable sin.
Once she departs, he would speak up. I've mentioned we've dealt with a couple dragonkin. One similar to that which ferried you over here, commissioned us to destroy the living spawn of the great devouring god Rovagug. It was a taxing battle, and our use of resurrection magic was vital in the aftermath of such. But some here and some who have departed since the calamities here aided in its destruction. Much of our finery amongst my inner retinue came from the beast itself.
So it is.
Mhm.
Oh,
Go
there's
ahead.
no surprise that you have such a presence of Pharasma worship here then.
Notable for Erasma, but if anything, it did a great way in redeeming one of the children of Saren Ray that had lost their path. Saren Ray's children are wont to destroy Rovagug where it rises, and this land was home of a number of her misguided children in times past.
If anybody looks at Moira, they see her just quietly giving a prayer of thanks to Sarenrae and Empyrean.
Your deity is benign, but she is wont to let her children suffer when they have made mistakes.
I am well aware of this.
You will go with ease in knowing we have returned the children who once roamed these lands back to her side in the plains above.
And what about
Pleasant for
the? Oh, sorry.
pleasant for I have all the best wishes for them, though it did leave my advisor positions vacant for some time. Luckily, we've had unlikely substitutes which have been welcome in some of the adjustments we've needed to make as a nation. And sure enough, the Lamashtu priest nods in response. Druidess, you wish to ask about the Fey deity then?
Yeah, the forgotten prince. Yeah, eldest.
We have not dealt with that one, but this land, since Earthfall, perhaps beyond, was plagued by one of the Fey eldest, known as the Lantern King. The queen was a manipulated servant of the deity for well over 1,000 years, and under his influence did forgiven harm on a difficult to quantify scale. The scorch marks that still riddle my kingdom even after these years, and the nature of the capital, is due to the effects of his avatar.
You said manipulated? As in, not her own volition, or gaslit into
time
it, or
long past, he stole away her people with her under the guise of blaming the recently growing mortals when they had begun to make light townships long before humans had cities like you know them now. He sent her on a path, letting her know if she claimed or helped these cities grow to a suitable size for the deity's liking, and then sacrifice them to him, he would use his power as a god to restore her fallen people. The world was different then. Humans barely were building huts and walls. And the promise of having everything you've lost restored was regrettably acceptable in those times.
So manipulated based on deception and lies, not mind control, but also we heard that she did this many times, and he never, I'm assuming, never brought any of her people back to her.
Mine and a rival's were to be the last nation sacrificed, that the eldest might fully manifest himself in the material plane, creating a walking god that would have no rivals. We were the last to fall and the greatest sacrifices, and she took great pains to ensure this. I mentioned the manipulation of her, but she worked to manipulate not just myself, but also played a key role in causing more than one angel of Sarenrae to fall to her schemes. The queen can be exceedingly persuasive when desired, such is the way of the Fae. My retinue and my barony became too much for her to control. And as we scaled strong enough in power, she needed to keep us alive to grow to meet her deity's demands. But we became too much for her to stop when it became an issue. Just before the ritual was finished, we were able to convince her, and through years of back and forth dialogue, subterfuge, manipulations on both parts, got her to cast away her deity at no small loss to her. She became a key in felling the eldest.
You were able to show her that he was simply wanting her to do these sacrifices to make him stronger, not to help the people she lost in the end.
It was not simply a show of diplomacy. The deity had forged a wicked artifact that imprisoned her soul and gave him a measure of influence over her. Not imprisoned her soul, but basically tainted her in a way. We recovered this, and I was able to purge its influence over her, and from then we were able to see reason. But at that point, she'd already sacrificed nearly 1,000 kingdoms worth of individuals.
So I take it that's why the eldest are not allowed to be worshipped.
Correct. The pain and suffering they've caused this land spans well over 1,000 years. Their influence has been malign and corrupting to those. And our battle created the prelude of what our capital is now. Prior to its arrival, it was a city unlike any other. But when you spawn a god out of it, that which should have been his final sacrifice, he shattered the mountain we sat upon, and his mere presence left our vital structures and his final feast floating. Through great druidic magic, through his felling and the remains of his avatar's corpse, we forged the tree that we now stand upon. A deity on the very brink. Thousands of oak seeds, thousands of casters of every variety, and the body of a near perfect avatar. facilitates a lot of magic. Its corpse still sits at the root of this tree. That being said, his final act did take one of my closest companions. So there is a personal aspect of my banning of eldest worship here. Beings of that power can destroy things and warp mortals in ways that not even the absolute strongest of magic can restore. Even beyond the hands of deities, at least all that we've besieged, and we have besieged with great influence. There is actually a solemnness over this, even on the Hell Knight's face at the talking of a lost companion.
Oh no, it's the spoilers for the game.
Anyway, I hope that quells your curiosity on the fallen deities.
Mhm. Thank you for filling me in there.
You go ahead.
I was just gonna say above table. When I was looking at the map and the places marked with the witch, did I see the place where we entered? Zerador?
No. It's a little ways to the west of where you entered. You entered kind of on the middle center, but it was not far from that. You guys been even like 5-10 miles farther west, you would have went through that region.
Okay.
On the map, which you're looking at, you can see right there. None of the witches' activity don't exist on actual like main roads and trade routes, but seems more directed to like areas of forest and whatnot. You guys know that you traveled up on you guys landed in kind of like a plains on the south of a river. But then to your guys, when you were walking up, you saw like to your left there were like forests and whatnot. It was in that region that the witches' influences.
Are we
And you can
supposed
see
to
the
see a
road.
map?
Oh, I have one. I didn't have one like made. This is all kind of theater of the
okay.
mind. I actually do have a map of Cerador somewhere. But I meant to add that later. I have to find it. If I might offer a trade then, in response for us studying your Ayudara, we would work with you in hopeful attempts of finding a means of recreating the Ayudara and perhaps in the place of the one you mentioned that was destroyed by Dahak, we could institute one that links your township to my nation.
Once we
This
figure
is
out how
great.
to actually get them working.
Is this
Yeah.
suggesting a more official alliance in that regard?
It is ill-advised that we make anything formal. He makes a notion to the Pharasman cleric once more, who does a quick look of the room, nods, and you notice that the outer door that you entered in is barred.
Hmm.
It would be better if we kept our workings between the two of us, or between the group of us, until we can solidify movement between your nation and mine, at least for those of mine who can visit your nation.
Seems reasonable.
I can pour a significant amount of wealth and research into this project, and should it bear fruit, give you diplomatic leave to place some of our backing behind you should worse comes to worse with your vassal nation and its conqueror. In return, your group has resources I can use if you would lend me that strength.
I would looks around at everybody else. I see
Good
no
nod.
issue in this.
Yeah.
See no reason why we would
What
be
would we be doing?
opposed.
This is a discreet handshake between like-minded individuals. I'd agree.
The Hell Knight looks at you all extremely scrupulously. If you were going, she speaks out, if you're going to say what I believe you were to say, I cannot fully back the decision, but I would not necessarily advise against it. Our Lord puts a lot of faith in you adventurers for what is to follow. I would hope that you would take this seriously and keep all that is said going forward beyond your grave.
Red nods. I can keep a secret.
I can't guarantee that. Like beyond the grave. I've gotten some information out of spirits before.
I would hope you have decent resistance in your afterlife that you carry with now.
We would do all in our power to ensure that this information remains completely need to know.
And you all agree to this?
Aye.
Yeah.
Flynn, Lorelai?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just making sure.
Why would I not?
You might have a reason. I don't know. You throw curveballs at me sometime.
Curveballs? No.
You
no.
do.
No, only
I don't throw
spitballs.
balls. I throw punches.
Okay, you
punches.
throw hooks at me sometimes.
Yeah.
Surprise
Hey, what's-
uppercut.
What's that movie where they curve the bullets?
Wanted.
Wanted.
Yeah, Wanted, but with fists.
It's just Rocky.
There is an uncomfortable shift from the pale elf as this conversation takes a very tense turn. Even then, she holds up a hand, and you notice she escorts a number of people out of the room before returning herself.
Only the most
Um,
trusted.
Pretty much everyone. Only people here are those handful of individuals who are obviously well dressed, well geared. You see invaluable artifacts, +3 weapons, greater, major magic robes on those who remain.
We're about to get a true name drop with a vow. That's my prediction as a
Dragon
player.
Slayer.
Big peeps. All right.
All right. Well, the stone golem nods. I mentioned as we felled the Eldest and he destroyed my capital, we used great magic to preserve the structures and create the monument at which you stand upon now. This much is clear, yes?
Yes.
This power grants us a number of boons. We are difficult to kill. We are near impossible to keep down. Our souls are guarded. And you notice now, even when he talks, there's noticeable pauses in almost everything he says. Carry a connection with all the lands of Ciridor through the great roots that stretch out from this tree. Those closest to me who aided in the destruction of the Lantern King's avatar and were present in the tree's forming have gained this boon. In return, we may not venture out beyond the reach of the tree's roots.
Is this why you brought up the concept of the staff?
The mage nods, as says the Stone King. We conquer because our way of life is simply better than those of surrounding nations. As we have learned, you are fairly well-traveled adventurers. I'm sure you have seen this. I bear a land where children may play safely, where lands once walked and untamed by any number of atrocious monsters are walked with minimal fear from the average person. I keep my land safe, and I have an area even for those who would wish exist differently. And he nods to the Alamastu priest, who has been otherwise dead fucking quiet. As part of our conquest, we stretch the roots of our tree. We do this to better the life across Galarian. It comes at a cost, and we have some policies that some might argue with, but our society is productive, is strong, and it is safe. Rest comes easy to even the weakest here, and I would see it sustained and expanded. This has led to difficulties in dealing with external threats. Until I can expand the root system further, we can be harassed on our borders, and only my lighter troops, my armies, can act upon such. But we are still a nation, and to move an army into a border nation for whatever reason invites diplomatic incidents that I am not eager to start off my own terms. Worse, the Witch Queen is well aware of my limitations and uses these to assail my forces in the knowledge that me and my retinue cannot directly oppose her. a powerful adventuring party that does not share our limitations would be invaluable.
Though, if you wish to spread your roots through Ayadara, do you seek to conquer us as well?
The Hell Knight speaks up in return. Our conquest is handled in numerous ways. Even now, we look to obtain Restrov and parts of Brevoy through diplomacy. We have loyalty of the strongest Numerian barbarian tribe, who acts as our influence and proxy in a land that is once again deifically protected and very difficult to make moves into. And they have space weapons. We conquer where it will be necessary. Cheliax will be a bloody and forceful conquest. Daruma, we should be able to handle diplomatically, as their oracle leader is actually quite aligned with his lordship.
So, are you no longer a member of the Nail?
I have created my own splinter chapter of the Nail. When you oversee the community of mortals in a land that has been decided will be coexisted with Fae, as community advisor and regent to Cyrodiil, it is pertinent that someone stands on the opposing side of their ways. I am by no means ignorant to the druidic measures of His Majesty, but I stand grounded on the other side of community. Our people live in houses. They are mercenaries and bakers. They have no place in a wilds with giant beasts and monsters. They wish for safe roads and secure cities, walls that can hold out the wilds, so they can plant their garden and walk their dog. After the events of felling the wicked flame god, we had representatives of Hell Knight extremists and attempt to take roots here, but their kind were abhorrent and way too influenced by the Hells. But the Nail, that their order is one I can agree with. One that our nation needs to balance out the sheer massive amount of druidic influence His Majesty has spread through all of our nation. My patron has done much to guide me in the ways of law and help me found an order that aligns with their values. But we are not part of the original Cheliax formed Order of the Nail, though I believe they've moved up north several years ago. Valeria, or a nation that's way too close to my own name.
We inhabit their
But-
old keep.
Interesting.
I guess I'm just confused. Because you also seem to agree with a lot of His Majesty's plans, but this is a nation under the laws of nature, just in general, and
Well,
we're
no,
supposed to hate nature.
kind of. Everything is grown so cleanly, though. They are behaving.
But
That
you're
one
also
has-
if you're still a Hell Knight, you still call yourself a Hell Knight, but you were okay with just conquest and conquering Cheliax and Ishgard itself.
I mean,
So
orders
all
have
helmets serve.
yeah, like it's a different
And
chapter.
tear down
It
basically.
has no loyalty to the queen. The main chapters in Chiliax, almost all, I'm sure, do have devout loyalty to the queen for one reason or another. But
They propaganda their civility. From everything I've learned, the Hell Knights orders have been at each other's throats as much as they've been at anyone else's.
yeah, Alec
They
doesn't
keep a
really seem to
united
get
front.
along too
No.
overly well with the Godclaw. Like friendly enough, but
The wars in the north and the closing of the World Wound, a testament to Hell Knight's ability, did a lot to unify them. And there's a couple orders, such as the God Claw, that are more reasonable, but there are plenty that are just absolutely out of their goddamn mind.
That's true.
I mean, I think the Scourge spend most time just beating themselves to death. Like, there's a whole order at night that just hit themselves. Like, that's insane. Or it's the Order of the Rack, one of the two. There's a few that are just masochistic nut jobs. No, my Order of the Nail, we quell savagery. Tisana has her area. She points at the Lamashtu cleric again. This chick obviously doesn't give a single fuck about anything. And we've made a nice little square where all the Lamashtu monsters and all the orgies can happen. And they can run, and they can play, and they can fucking frolic, and they're not our problem as long as they give the tribute of soldiers. The Lamashtu cleric just glares daggers back at the Hell Knight, but nods. And then
And
they don't pay taxes. They don't get any benefits, but they exist. They're fine. We put a little. She actually walks to the map and she draws a square in the woods, and they're all there, and they're not our problem, and they're fine. But everyone else, we keep the woods and the woods, the beasts and well, as many beasts we can put down, we do. The ones that have problems. But when our caravan walks down a road or sails down a river, everything from Fae to beast to troll or whatever monster should see us, and they should stay out of our way. And then they can keep living. But the second you raid one of our caravans, we bring the full might of Cyrodiil down on you. And that's how it goes. And that's why our children can sleep without worry for the most part, except for Fae, who are still slowly integrating. But for the most part, we have a nation of commoners and weak, simple people who can grow old and die of age. A claim most of this planet doesn't have.
so would you even still be technically a Hell Knight then? Wouldn't you consider yourself and your group something different?
Absolutely not. Law is all. And the king's laws are fairer than anywhere else I can think of, including whatever laws every other order follows, including the Varisian laws that our main chapter follows. I have been part of turning a rundown fort led by a druid raised, and she looks at the king, mindless barbarian bandit leader, into what you see before you. We have beaten and we have bent back these lands, and they are better for it. The animals are happier. Even the trolls, I think, have parlayed with us more than once now. we are a raft that no one desires to cross, except for the stupid witch. And I impose law flawlessly. I quell the savagery without compromise, and everyone is better for it. And that is what the Order of the Nail is meant to be, at least from all the documents and the knowledge I've gained. Any religious fanaticism or loyalty to some corrupt sorceress is only detracted from the true merit of what to be a Hell Knight is. Law personified, and a beacon to the community. And that is why the king keeps me as his regent, and why you would be hard pressed to find a citizen who will not smile at my arrival.
Your conviction reminds me of a friend who will be very excited to hear about my trip here.
Good.
I think Alec will take the news about the chapter well.
Mm-hmm.
Are you being sarcastic?
No.
No,
No,
I don't know
I
if it
think
would
he
be good
legit
news
will.
for him.
I mean,
I don't think it would be good news for the other Godclaw members.
oh, Alec is Order of the Nail.
Yeah, Alec actually is
Yeah.
a Order of the Nail Hell Knight. And you did say here
but-
that the regent said she holds the Godclaw in higher regard than most.
But
Yeah.
it's but he would be a different group of
oh, he
Order of the
is.
Nail. You don't
But
know
he was,
what.
but he was curious about this place and their dedication to making forests safe. I feel like it's a good alternative to paving him down that Alec would normally be preaching.
Yeah.
Oh
like,
yeah.
Alec
know
is
Alec hates
perfectly
trees.
fine with your garden.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's how
but
it
he
should be.
also would be happy to burn down the forests, no problem if he could, which would
Quite
benefit
understand.
anybody.
Not safe and uncontrolled in any way, shape, or form, and yeah, the
And it would
opposite
have
of how it is
seriously
here.
negative effects. on
This
the
is
area.
also likely a superior alternative to the potential other options that might have been present here. I'm sure he'd prefer this.
Look, I'm also not calling Alec dumb, but he's really good at swinging a sword or a polearm or anything like that. He trusts people who are really good at taking care of things to plan out a better solution and point him at things to swing at.
It's also really good at cutting off hands.
He is excellent at that.
You also know that Alec momentarily he only came to Breach Hill for a short time to grab his father's ring. If you remember that from level
Ye-
2.
Yeah.
Went home briefly and then came back to live with you guys rather than stay home.
Yeah.
So he's kind of I won't call him a pariah, but he's stepped out. He does.
He had enough
he's not part of
wanderlust
the
to go
order.
to a frontier town.
Yeah, and he just stays here now, acting on his own. But what's it called? Grit could convey that ultimately for the Hell Knights, they are law above all, and they all have like some credence that they follow. Like the God Claw is all about worshiping all five lawful gods and keeping them in balance. But realistically, they just beat law with like a hammer. That is their beginning, their end, and their middle. And while you would know through time with, I guess Grit could convey if he chose that while there are plenty of blackguards in the Hell Knights, there are no small number of paladins.
That's what I've heard, and nothing else. That's the thing. Like I get along with Alec. Like
Yeah,
I get along with him very
fucking
well.
loves law.
He really does.
When you find him staying up at night and reading a book with his pants undone, it's usually like a law book. It's just Hell Knight.
Code 69.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, that
Yeah.
statute. Oh, that's a good statute.
Pretty much. Fetishized lawyers, pretty much. It's very much. But yeah, what's it called? And yeah, she looks down on you, and yeah, she is very, very passionate. But as she speaks, you notice not even the king makes a point to interrupt her. And she speaks horrifically candid.
Also, speaking of which, have you ever heard of her and to look like a really, really old elf man that's fishing and asks pointed questions?
The wizard smirks to you and knowledge. I am familiar with the occasional elder spirit or whatever they might be that exists on borders and other such areas.
Of course, it's not even a real person. It's a spirit.
So
They
that
seem to
wasn't
be
her.
enjoying the fishing.
Just a spirit.
Was it?
And I'd be looking because he does
1 minute
smile, so I'm like
remaining.
trying to discern if it's like he is actually just talking about himself, like he just hangs around, or if he seems to be actually talking about a spirit.
There is more to his statement, but he doesn't seem keen on elaborating. Since we'll be working together on the Iodara project, and you've graciously helped or offered to help me with our border issue, which I imagine I will beseech you on within the next couple of days. Would your group wish to see how I currently make our way between nations? He gets immediate scorn from the pale elf again, but she doesn't speak up.
Grit is excited to see magic. Yes, please.
I am enjoying our conversation. It is rare I get to meet other adventuring parties, but I do have a city I have to address, and my guards have told me I am to hand letters off to their baron.
Was it the elderly elf that's here? What is he?
Hey, it's so in the room. He is a really, really, really fucking old looking elf.
But I can't tell if he's like cleric or, like class wise.
It's hard to say. He doesn't wear any kind of combat gear. But if you had to guess over looking at him, he has enough stuff where you'd probably gauge him as a what's it called? A wizard? But he is just fucking old.
Oh, man.
Damn.
Let
Doesn't
me
look
see.
a day over 5,000.
You're welcome to ask him. He's literally just standing right over there.
Well, I was gonna say, well, he wanted to discuss further about my father and the personal stuff for the group, their group, to put feelers out and see. So I don't know if I should just go and speak with him while you guys have fun with the magic.
Are you vocalizing this?
Yeah.
All right. I will be here when you are done. I imagine you'll be making a return trip. The king usually is here at least briefly before he heads out for the evening. He smiles at you.
If I imagine it with a fishing pole. Does it look like the guy by the
Doesn't look
river?
like him even close.
I
I've got
asked that at the
a picture of him.
beginning as soon as he said really old elf man.
This is the really, really old elf man.
You shake the ages up, but he looks like a gnome.
Yeah.
He is exceedingly old.
Okay.
In fact, what's it called? Anyone trained in society can make a society check.
Good luck,
What
everybody
about
else.
elf lore?
Yeah, if you have elf lore.
Oh, the game like sitting on a roller coaster. It was like 117-3.
Oh,
Oh, no one's on the fuck about this guy. That's funny.
I'm gonna use a point. I'm gonna re-roll that.
All right.
Yeah.
I can only roll 2
That's
higher.
really sad.
No.
I accidentally grabbed the dice and dropped it and got a 17, and then of course I get a 1 when I roll it in the box.
Mhm.
You're right, actually, yes, 4.
How it works.
All right. Moira and Lorelei, you've scanned, but the way the bags under this elf's eyes, the way his eyes are on set, even knowing elves, you've seen the stretch nearly a what's it called? Like 600-700 years old and have gone to their deathbeds, still don't possess the same radiance of age that this one has. However old this guy is, it's ridiculously old. There is something otherworldly about his age.
So, how long have you like been?
Miles,
No, I was gonna ask.
it would be difficult to grasp for a goblin especially.
This one has ambitions to last.
It is hard to put an exact number, but after a great spell casting went wrong, I was out of memory for a very long time. Most of my memories before Earthfall are still mostly clear, but everything since then is a little hard to put together, if I am honest. His Majesty has done much to help restore me.
When was Earthfall? Do I know?
I think like 1,000 years ago. No, never mind. Yeah, Earthfall was about 7,000 years ago.
Jesus Christ! This is
Little bit,
I go. Earthfall was 7,000 years ago.
He was right now like you can see him visibly just counting his fingers for a second.
I think you need more fingers.
I understand big numbers. My brain is kind of breaking at the notion of this.
Hey, great. You have not eaten that many fingers. I'm positive of this.
No, yeah, that's. I haven't had 7,000 meals. That's not even fair.
So, if we need wait a day before discussing your estranged kin, a day is hardly noticeable for me.
This guy cheating. He's using creative mode.
Yeah, life. Once the Stone Conqueror moved from his chair back to the door that you've seen him actually walk in and out of twice now. They're speaking out. in the wake of the loss imposed by the Lantern King, as a gift for restoring his memories, our storyteller has taken over as our curator. He knows an impossible amount of information given the right relics shown to him.
He's lived for like an impossible amount of time.
Well, the perks of a botched ritual, I suppose. When the world changes, you usually don't get in the way. His Majesty has been an exception.
But then again, who am I to start talking about what's possible and what isn't?
You stand on air.
That's what I'm saying.
Yep.
I mean, birds fly. Maybe he just flaps his feet.
Oh, shit.
No, I literally just balance on the air.
Individual molecules.
Mhm.
Yeah, Grit's still actually trying to find a way to like explain it any other way. Like, oh, this is a more sensible way to explain it. No, he just balances on air. Can you explain that better? No, I cannot.
He finds the air molecule and steps on it.
He found where the air is fattest and then took a step.
That's one real fat air.
Age comes with its benefits, but it does get old forming up spell books only to have half of them stop working a few years later.
Yeah. Then he gets to
Then
learn
you
new
have to learn
spells.
the new ones. The human wizard amongst you smirks. That's half the fun. I know I know all current arcane spells at this point, and I know majority of the ones from the last age. It's just the weave doesn't sort them out the same way anymore.
I'm gonna be bothering you at some other point.
I am always happy to discuss magic with the trainee, as long as it's within my work schedule. I do have a half dozen schools of magi I oversee, and are patrol escorts that fall within my domain.
Great nods, points. Yeah, sound. We'll talk.
Very good. For now, I am told we are to reveal our means of moving around the nation to you, so let us be off before the king requires another break.
All right.
Um,
What's it called? Bows and thanks, King, for the audience.
Yep. The king's actually already at the stairs. I'll prepare it for you. Just meet me up there in a few moments. And the king himself hurries up out the door that extends onto another branch, where, looking out the doorway, you see off an offshoot, only at maybe 50 feet down another branch, is a bona fide wizard tower.
Oh
Right.
shit! It's made out of bones.
Yep.
Dang.
The king moves quickly to as the human wizard holds you guys for a moment, and then what's it called? Moves to follow him when he sees the door reopen on the other side. Very good. He is ready for us. And they lead you across. Inside is all the machinations of a wizard. There are scrolls everywhere, notes everywhere, regents upon regents. The walls are lined with tombs and documents, maps, charts, bestiary records, and easily several hundred different magical reagents. He leads you up a wide set of stairway. You notice now that throughout Theodore, a lot of the doorways are all grandiose. While they seemed like a, fanciful, like, oh, big kingdom, big doors, superficial to begin with, you now notice why most of the doors are very large in this kingdom.
Lots of big people.
And the king's 30 feet tall.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
He's tall.
what's up?
He's just a little tall.
Just a little tall. Going up a winding stairwell, when you reach the top, there is a great circle of magic carved into the middle of the room with 24 smaller circles lining the center circle. 12 of them are ornate with notes, charts, and designations to them, while the other half dozen are yet unmarked. And he leads you over to a one that has labeling the peak. The Stone Conqueror himself speaking out. When I was first conquering these lands, there were issues that arose near constantly, and every new nation demanded my ability to react within minutes, let alone the weeks it would take to travel my kingdom. I worked with my magister here, a nod to the human wizard, along with some other mages, and we set up a series of mage towers and permanent teleportation circles. I have a couple. I have wizards in each city that can help me move from place to place. Though since we already have the magister here, the action is easiest for him.
Yeah, admittedly, Grid once he walked in, quickly ended up shoving a handkerchief in his mouth to not drool on anything as he excitedly was looking around. Pulling that out. Oh, this is amazing.
But you have led me to believe that you have simple gateways that don't require the activation and the casting of teleportation to.
Yeah, they are. Bring something. You bring a special keystone next to it, and the gate opens, and it just stays open.
Serious.
The magister nods, and even a layperson can do this. You can give it to a half-orc child, and they walk up, hold the key up, and then they're into portal room place, and then off to the other gate.
Yep, I've done it.
Mm-hmm.
Would not 9 compare a Iorian to a half-orc child, but the king kind of just crosses his arms a little bit. I am also told I am not supposed to refer to greenskins as lay people, but
I was able to walk. I was able to walk through it using a keystone before I could cast my first circle spell.
I can't even cast spells.
Yeah, you weren't even thinking about being a wizard at that point.
Mm-hmm. Where I just barely had the aspiration. I might have had cantrips by then.
So to set this up, each of these circles was about 10,000 gold, and you need to have one at both locations.
Hmm.
So
Ooh.
there's been a few million in setting up our full teleportation network, but especially during the apocalypse, it was incredibly valuable.
I mean, I think this is amazing. So, yeah,
Um,
Grid is generally inspecting said teleport circle.
Yeah, they are old, and by old I mean they look like they were done probably like 5-6 years ago.
Mhm.
But this magic is usually like a short-term ordeal unless you use extremely powerful runecraft and like reagents to form and fuse this as a permanent fixture in a building. And yeah, about 10,000 looks to be about the amount it would cost. Setting up your Ayudara will probably be more expensive,
Yep.
but it allows the use by anyone, and these would have to be actually activated by a master of arcane or occultism, so someone like yourself or Udme.
Gotcha.
Actually, Udme, are you even a master in occultism?
Nope.
Okay, yeah. Honestly, you were probably the only person amongst your group who could activate this.
I'm a master in occultism.
Oh fuck
Oh,
yeah!
you and Duran.
Yeah.
Like lizard.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah! Duran is a
not
true
me.
ritualist. I fucking love it.
Everyone sees the pretty Unme and then the big ugly lizard. They say no.
Obviously, the ugly lizard can't do it.
Yeah, he swings sword.
I don't know. He talk. I see he talk to Ghost after he pulls her head off.
All he do is talk to ghost, eat hot chip, and lie.
The what's it called? You also know, generally speaking, that it requires 2 people to activate these. The second knowledgeable in either crafting or survival.
Okay.
I can help.
Yeah. Stepping up to it, what's it called? They ready himself as you see the human mage hold up one hand and begin channeling to activate the circle. You'd imagine that this is when probably the king or someone else would initiate the second. As the mage holds out a second hand and speaks over himself, commanding both sides of the ritual.
Oh.
Oh.
God damn.
This golem looks to you. I have several thousand mages under my forces. When you are my best mage, you have tricks. And the circle begins to activate, and he steps on it and invites you all to join.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. The wizard takes a moment, pulls both the castings of both his hands together. As soon his words, still speaking in 2 different tones, overlap each other, and you all disappear.
And we're all dead.
No.
Right into a bottomless pit. Woo!
And we're all adrift together.
Oh, well, that's fine because I can fly. So
I can fly for 10 minutes.
But all right, and you arrive, and immediately the air is thinner. You arrive in a much less ornate but very similar tower with roughly a half dozen wizards standing around, looking out windows in different directions, but turning around as you arrive. They seemed kind of shocked at the number of you. As the Conqueror speaks out, allies and guests who have come with me, to see one of the kingdoms, and it is Toil's Day, and I have messages, and I am here to address issues of the peak. They silently nod.
It's unsure if he should wave or if it would be disrespectful. He compromises with a tilt of his head, tilt of his head. Then realizes that's too ambiguous. Then he goes back to waving.
They eat when you wave. They all lower their cowls and bow to you lightly. As the Stone Conqueror steps through a large door. This one leads to an exterior staircase that spirals down into a far more normal-looking settlement, not too dissimilar from Breach Hill if it was built into a mountain stream. Large pointed rocks or wide pointed mountains circle around the keep, and there seems to be one noticeable road in and a series of waterfalls in the back that house a large mountain lake. At the base of the spiraling staircase is a similar, if smaller, town hall meeting, and several hundred people can be seen moving about their business. It is almost 10, so I will pause it there. But hopefully you guys had a good time.
Yeah, the city's interesting as hell.
Yeah.
And now we're in
You're in a
another
whole new
place.
city now. Yeah, you were in the peak.
Yeah.
Somewhere I have a image of what's it called? Ciridor, but it is lost in the sauce of AX and all the pictures I've recently downloaded.
Fair.
Oh, it's this. Oh, here we go. No, that wasn't it.
No.
Oh, I'll find it. But then by next session, I'll have a full issue where I can actually point out where the peaks itself is. I purged my phone a little bit when I was going through after AX, and I think I might have overdone it and gotten rid of the one. Yeah,
that'll happen. Just like, all right,
I know
fine.
where
I'm
it
supposed
should
to go
be.
with.
But cool. Thank you guys all for coming. I did a bunch of extra prep, but things went a little slower as they freaking tend to when we're doing this. But I have much more in store. If there's anything you guys want to find out, learn, talk, ask, discover while you were here, spend the week thinking about it. Things will probably get moving pretty quickly next session.
Okie dokie.
Please tell me that the Lost Companion wasn't the only one I remember from what I played of Kingmaker.
I won't say anything.
No.
And for those who are ignorant, Ciridor is basically based in the aftermath of the Pathfinder Kingmaker video game.
Interesting.
I also noticed I managed to get through almost everything, and I didn't get any names. Everyone's going by titles, and no one asked any names, which is kind of nice.
I'll have to keep that in the notes. Somebody write that down.
Feel free.
We're dealing in a very Fey-heavy kingdom. You don't just drop names.
You don't just
Life-giving water.
My name is
Nectar of the gods.
Look, we're all
What?
looking at the king. My name is
who? My name is Stick a Slim Shake.
I think there's only one person. I think there's 2 people who would freely say their name and not worry about it. Maybe 3.
Dark Mage.
The regent, the mage, the regent, and probably the Pharasman high priest.
I thought it was going to be because their name is Silver.
No, I think the regent would just be like, "Try me, bitch."
Yeah, no.
See you
When
there.
people were let out of the room, I thought for sure, oh, we're actually getting like a contract.
Nah,
I mean,
it was going to be a boss fight.
Yeah, they don't work like devils. They're actually, here's the thing, they're a little ruthless, but they went on a pinky swear. You're not going to be jerks about this information with us here. Don't get me wrong. They're probably going to be horrifyingly retributive, you know. But they did if we were to betray them with any of this information that we've gotten. On the other hand, this is the exact opposite of like what Cheliax would do.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, show of faith and loyalty is a big deal, and for basically saying, hey, we could use your help handling stuff just outside of our nation makes a lot more sense when you were in on the nation's deep secret that the influential people of it cannot leave.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're stuck.
They are stuck.
Mm-hmm.
They can go anywhere the roots stretch.
Grit doesn't 100% agree with how they do things, but on the other hand, he doesn't know a better way, and he does like the result. So he's
upgrade
just
is an
going to shrug
upgrade.
in the
Keep
meanwhile.
striving for upgrades.
Until it
Yeah.
falls out.
Yeah, and I think that's the stance he took. Is like, I'm in like a positive situation. This is the best answer I can come up with, and then part
Yeah.
of it is just also basically as you heard, like the queen has killed billions of people in her
Yes.
administration under the Land King. So when she's like, "Hey, you're showing clemency to me, will you show clemency to my people?" He's like,
Well, it makes sense. It makes sense.
It
Let's
would be
find a way to
way
make it happen.
and he's like, "It'd be ways used to kill the Fae. Problem solved." But it's also like the world's been trying to deal with Fae since humanity is, civilization's expanded, and no one has a way that really works well. Sort of just killing them. So he's trying to seek a better direction.
Yeah. A lot of
just
the
means
fair are not
occasionally-
goofy. Mhm.
Oh yeah, it means occasionally children get drowned. Oopsies.
It's
I
kind
mean,
of odd that they made
gotta
Rusalka
crack
Fae.
the eggs.
What's up? Moira?
Me or Ryan?
You.
Oh. Kind of weird that they made Rusalka Fae. In folklore, they're like vengeful spirit, ghosty ghost.
Yeah.
There is a certain degree of overlap in it. Like, you can't look at a Nukalavi and think like, okay, they like the notion of undead versus spirit versus thing in the woods. That's like a fine line. Like, what's the difference?
Right, but they went specifically with the name Rusalka, which is actual folklore name.
There, that's true. That's true.
But yeah, it was something I kind of just took, and I'm like, how would this work? What would be cool? And then post the game, you get a lot of dialogue of like where people went. About half the characters, if not more, just leave. And they go off to do their own thing. But a good chunk of them end up staying and basically doing all they can to like help the nation grow. So I was like, this would be neat. And then it's like the whole fucking game, you're just expanding and expanding and conquering and expanding. And I'm like, I don't see why this would stop. Like, most places suck. I don't suck. So I'm going to just spread my not suck across the entire world.
Diggity.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm going to forge an empire that's just better.
Isn't that what every one of them said before?
Right?
And he usually falls apart after the founder dies.
That's also fair.
one thing that's he also has a very diverse group of people. If you ever talked about the advisors, like he has a fucking straight up Lamashtu priest is one. I think she's the loyalty advisor. What does she do?
She does something.
Like, Roy is particularly curious
Oh,
about that
yeah.
one.
She is the loyalty advisor.
A loyalty advisor.
Loyalty advisor. Yep. So she handles issues of loyalty throughout the nation.
She goes through and extracts the heresy.
I mean, she also know from the regent's response that they live on a compound.
Or at least do their Lamashtu stuff in the compound.
You guys ever go into? I said I've spent like I have so many documents on this where I've kind of like worked through to find things. No, you're not gonna touch on everything just because I overreached, but I want to just have interesting characters and like I kind of let Amostu get played up a little bit in the sessions leading up to this because I knew this was coming, and I'm like,
Yeah, Grit's definitely one of the ones, like, he's got opinions on this, he just doesn't know how to proceed. So, I picked up my ancestry feat. It gives me a second heritage. It's the goblin specific one, and what I didn't realize when I first picked it up was that it had a religion requirement for Lamashtu, because you're essentially getting a mutation that's giving you a second goblin mutation.
that makes sense as a goblin.
Yeah. And I love that as like that's the requirement to the Lamashtu thing, because like, well, yeah, of course it is. The Pathfinder one.
Lamashtuian.
Yeah, right. He's got a gift on him, technically speaking. He's got an extra durable stomach on top of having a fire resistant hide.
An extra yeah. Talking mutations, that's a big part of their culture.
Yeah. The feat is actually called Chosen One.
Nice.
So, yeah, I love it. Chosen One can actually allow you some really stupid broken builds if
I can imagine.
if you get like, because one of them give. So you have an Unbreakable is one of the heritages, and it just gives you like, if you feed into it, your base hit points is like 20, and then you get a bunch of other things too. So,
Okay.
like, yeah, you become really tough. But the other one is a tailed goblin, and you get an unarmed attack with your tail, and then you can do a tail sweep. And the tail sweep is you make an athletics check, which doesn't count as an attack roll, that targets two people next to you, that you just prones them. And it is really, really effective.
Okay.
Comically enough, if you do it with a rogue, what it does, you can it counts as, if it counts as a success, it counts as a critical success is the thing.
Okay.
So it is a super easy trip. And then you can use it in conjunction with rogue, and one of the rogue feats that if you trip someone and it's a critical success, they also take sneak attack damage as they hit their head on the way down.
Nice.
But yeah, it's a check that doesn't count against your a multiple attack penalty to prone
nice.
people is really good. Targets two people.
But yeah. And then you guys got a little bit of glinting on the Hell Knight order of this area.
Yeah.
So
many more questions I have to follow up on that.
Kind of the foil to the nation as a whole. Because you're ran by druids and fae. But
these are lawyers saying, well, we win in the courts. One day at a time, we'll change the system.
pretty much. Yeah, very, very, very lawful leader. But like I said, I mean, the alignment of everyone's kind of like all over the place. One of them's a reformed necromancer. There's a lot. There's a lot of people in that room.
Necromancer. See, I'm talking to an old guy, and all he can tell me is ritual to extend your life. Oh, come on. It's gotta be more. It's gotta be more than a botch ritual. I can botch a ritual. I'm probably gonna become immortal.
Nothing special about botching one ritual.
You'd have to ask him. Like I said, they all have a bunch of information. But
What if he made the Ayadara and just doesn't remember?
I don't think he's that elf. But yeah.
He exists as old enough to be.
What about dragon orbs?
There's dragon orb information. There's dragony stuff.
I don't know.
Ancient magics.
Again, this place kind of scares me to bring that up. They mentioned they have a gold dragon locally. Again, this is information I don't know. I play close my chest because yeah, it's an artifact, and it can go so badly. Maybe I'm just being paranoid. It can just go so badly.
It's a good thing you're paranoid about. I've heard the regent say their teacher a few times when referring to such, and being that she has gold dragon traits.
Yeah.
So
they might be good people to ask. It also just terrifies me to pop the lid off that bottle, as it were.
That is quite the bottle.
We know of an artifact that others are seeking that we would see destroyed. How would we destroy an artifact of such magnitude?
Yeah. Well, it's beyond that, though. Like, the thing is, others who I assume are as strong as the people we be talking to have tried and failed.
Indeed.
And they have determined in many cases just keeping it a secret is the safest way to keep it from being exploited. And the best sense of keeping a secret is you keep the people who know to a minimum. So
that's how secrets work.
I'm just saying, if I was a gold dragon, in the interest of keeping gold dragon kinds prerogatory secrets, like it's theirs, they belong to them above everyone else, and everyone else is beneath them. I don't want to expose myself as one of those secret keepers. I'm just saying. That's all.
It's a dangerous secret to be keeping.
That's what I'm saying. So yeah.
Maybe he's a gold dragon and doesn't remember. He said a gold dragon tried to destroy it as far as she knew.
That's true.
Mm-hmm. Oh, very true. Intrigue abounds. I'm interested.
Or he's a creator and doesn't realize it.
Huh?
He might be.
No.
I'm sure it's just a coincidence.
He'd be a very old dragon. I mean, these things go back to like dragon mythology.
Fall, in ancient magics or something.
Oh shit!
I mean, do dragons die of old age?
Dragons eventually die of old age, I think.
They keep
I'm a legendary dragon lord. They die of old age eventually, right?
I mean, I don't think sharks die of old age. I think they just live until something else kills them.
No, they do have an age.
They do?
I mean, it's usually because it's like sharks and alligators, crocodiles. They kind of like have some sort of biological factor that eventually puts a lifespan on their life. Crocodiles
the
less
same way
so,
that
though.
lobsters could live forever if they didn't expend too much energy eventually shedding their shell.
Yeah,
or getting eaten by me at a seafood restaurant.
Delicious.
Delicious.
Yeah.
Well, they don't have to worry about that with me.
Yeah. Oh, I got
you're
I got my
welcome.
final paycheck, Co. Sushi time.
Sushi time.
Sushi time.
Hey.
You know, all you
I'm
can eats around here. That makes me so sad.
Yeah.
Oh, heresy.
I've taken to buying grocery store sushi because it's at
I am
least cheap
so
enough.
sorry.
It is cheap enough for at least me to have.
That's fair.
I mean, well, what's it
Winco
called?
sushi.
It's
Oh,
exact.
God.
It's like that. It's Fred Meyer's, but same difference.
What bothers me about our sushi isn't just the fact that we like it kind of sucks. It's expensive.
Yeah.
Like I'm just like it's like $13-14 a roll. I'm like, dude, I'll just go to a restaurant.
Yeah. No, ours is 12, but at least like it's it's a decent enough size roll. You're right. The restaurant would be better, but God,
Yeah.
that's just market rate around here. Ridiculous.
That's
There's no all you can eat.
Damn.
There's all you can eat barbecue and a couple Chinese food places that are fucking solid. So
how far are you from like how is your fish market in that area?
actually pretty excellent.
But it should be
I
good.
mean, yeah.
Yeah.
How did you know like what part of Oregon Eugene's on? Are you on like the west side or the east side?
We're like central western.
Okay.
We're kind of more like we're like inland, about 2 hours inland.
Oh, 2 hours isn't bad.
Yeah.
So
But we have a fuck ton of lakes.
okay.
So yeah, a lot of rivers, a lot of lakes.
So there's probably a port then. It probably get like feeds in from the ocean.
Oh yeah, there is yeah. No, the seafood quality here is honestly some of the best I've ever had. Like pretty much only California just competes because of the fact that it's a literal coastal state with the best trade market on the like the planet actually. Yeah, but that stated, like when it comes to like actually locally caught fish, it's wild how good the selection is here.
What's it called? Might be worth it just to find a place that sells sushi grade fish and cook some rice up.
I'm thinking you're right. I'm thinking you're very, very right.
I'm not sure if I still do. I had sushi vinegar in my fridge I was using for a while. That's just delicious.
Mm-hmm.
I have some on the shelf if you need any.
There you go. Yeah, I know. Yeah, we've had it more than one occasion.
It's useful for a lot of things.
Oh, dude, that's that little tang noise.
Mm-hmm.
But
Shoot, I think I might do that for lunch tomorrow. I'll get myself like a salmon fillet and I can go at it.
yeah, hell yeah. If you can find that sushi grade, fuck it.
Oh, that's one of the things. Go ahead.
I know a couple of fish markets in the area that are like actively quality stuff. Like so, hell yeah. But yeah, Rai, what are you saying?
Oh, one of the things that like while we're playing, I just put on in the background. I just mute a food video for B-roll, and I get so hungry. And I was watching B-roll this Japanese restaurant where this guy makes like his own like handmade like ramen and whatnot. And man, it was making me way hungry.
Yeah.
Also, what's it called? Today was exactly the opposite of last week, where last week I was kind of complaining like Ryan, and people were really, really, really quiet. This week, everyone has something to say, which was fucking awesome. If there's ever like 3 or 4 people talking, like if you want to make yourself a quick note or even shoot me a quick text, so I try to get everyone as the order they're coming. When I'm DMing, but if like 4 people want to talk at the same time, I will happily go through all of those. I will eagerly go through all subjects, so you don't forget. Because you might be 3rd or 4th in line of people I get to. It might be worth just like making a little side note, or you can message me or just whatever. But I'll always try to make sure everyone I hear talk gets addressed. Because I eagerly want to hear everything you want to say. Too bad. Put clothes on. Put words on. Words on screen. Words on Discord.
But you can't see me. Why do I need to wear clothes?
I can spiritually see you.
Then just
violated.
imagine me, my spirit with clothes.
Okay, that's fair. I can do that. But yeah, I know
He's gonna do it by addressing you.
Like Ruben went to say
He's doing it by undressing me.
Sorry, go.
No, you're good. I was saying, I know I missed something Ruben was going to say, and I was kind of like, oh man. But I'll try to make sure I get to everyone's comments when it comes up.
A good session. I had fun.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
a super good time.
Good role playing, Co.
Thank you. It's been a project. The number of like hours I've spent just re-deliberating things I'm like at work, and then I go to break and immediately like I have a whole Discord like private note thing. They're just a hodgepodge of things I've written. And I'm like, this way. Okay, yeah, like this. Okay, all right, and then like using tools to come up with like to kind of fill some gaps in, and it's been fun. And like Chad and Ruben and would know, and Ryan to some degree, all ramble on about like things would be neat with like kingdom building and world building. So it's kind of like my point to use that a bit. It's also why I've enjoyed turning the Breach Hill Keep into like such a far more grandiose thing than it's meant to be, because it's just fucking cool. Like watch you guys have communities and build things, and then watch you guys form diplomatic ties. You know, adding benefits to some things, consequences to other things. It's very neat.
I have the opinion of a wizard.
But
I might be the wizard of a podunk town. But like any proper podunk, I know how to trade hands. Let's do it.
Let's see. But yeah, I'm happy you guys were excited. I'm happy you guys had so much to like you wanted to say and questions to ask and input to make. And I'll try to make sure I'm also just getting everyone involved, because I want to like, so I'm not just listening like one or two people talk a lot who are like easy to get talking. I'm gonna try to drag people like Chad to talk more.
Kicking and screaming.
Kicking and screaming. But
I will be right back. I'm going to grab myself a snack.
Snack.
grab the drink.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go mute myself and wrap up stream, and then I'll BRB.
Nice. Have fun.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
Boy. Okay, there's that. Let me stop over here. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's our Pathfinder shenanigans for the night. Hopefully you all enjoyed that. Oh yeah. I'll be back tomorrow around 5 p.m. Eastern, and we'll be doing more. I almost said System Shock 2. No, we have not started System Shock 2. I want to do a full co-op playthrough of that. Dark Souls 2. Rain, please. Also, Evie, thank you for the stretch and hydrate. I just noticed those. I'm so sorry. Hey. Oh. Thank you, Bonebreaker. Have a good night yourself. Oh, God. Voice break. What was that? But there is a link in chat for community Discord. Absolutely zero pressure to join, but it is the best way to know when I go live or to get updates about the stream. I also post a weekly schedule there, as well as over on my Blue Sky, so feel free to check those out. But yeah, like I said, be back tomorrow around 5 p.m. Eastern. Get more Dark Souls 2 in. Hopefully, when I go to restart my computer, it doesn't just randomly log me out of Steam and then try to log me out again. Because that was weird. Just, oh hey, we couldn't log in. Please log in. An error occurred. Please try again. Just like random generic connection error. No, hey, wrong username or password or anything. any attempts to log in that don't go through count against you, which feels bad. So yeah, that I got kind of angry and yelly and crashed out a bit trying to get streams started on Saturday. So that's why there was no Saturday stream. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and house if I spell it right. I'm gonna go ahead, send you all over to Internet Rain. Rain's always a heckin' good time, a heckin' good bean, so go over there, give her some love, vibe, chill, relax, have fun. She's currently playing some Marathon. The new one, not the old ones. She already played through those. But yeah. Rain always a heckin' good time. But yeah, please remember that, especially now, it's okay to not be okay. Do what you can to be there for your friends, family, loved ones. Love your pets as much as you can while you can. And take care of yourselves. You can't do the rest of that if you don't take care of yourselves. But yeah, go hang out with Rain, give her some love, vibe, chill, relax, have fun, and yeah, let me... Oh no! See y'all tomorrow. I'm gonna start the raid now before Rain finds someone to raid out to. Because I'm going to be that person tonight. I love you, dorks. Take care of yourselves. Bye!